to save the world. He was given the power to destroy it. A Naruto who can face any threat, overcome any injury, and rise stronger every single time. This isn't just about a new power. It's about the ultimate test of a hero's unbreakable will against an unstoppable force within.
The alley stank of rotting garbage and stale urine, a forgotten corner of Konoha where the village dumped its refuse and apparently its unwanted children. 6-year-old Naruto Uzumaki lay in a spreading pool of his own blood, wheezing through punctured lungs as 3 Chunin stood over him with expressions ranging from satisfaction to disgust. Finally, one of them muttered, wiping blood from his kunai, "The demon brat is dead." Naruto's vision had already gone dark. He'd felt the blade pierce his heart, felt the fire jutsu cook his insides, felt his small body give out completely. This wasn't like the other beatings. This time, there was no pain anymore. Just cold, just nothing. "Let's get out of here before someone finds us," another Chunin said, already turning away. "Make it look like the Kyuubi's chakra went wild and killed him. No one will question it." They were 10 steps away when they heard it. Crack. The sound of bones snapping and reforming echoed through the alley. The Chunin spun around, eyes wide, as Naruto's corpse convulsed violently. His chest heaved once, twice, and then his heart restarted with an audible thump that seemed to shake the air itself. His wounds closed. Not healing, closing. Flesh knitting together in seconds as if the damage had never existed. But that wasn't the worst part. White bone erupted from Naruto's knuckles with wet, organic sounds, forming serrated spikes that gleamed in the moonlight. More bone protrusions ripped through the skin of his shoulders, his elbows, along his spine. His eyes snapped open, but they weren't blue anymore. They glowed with a crimson light that had nothing to do with the 9 tails, a primal fury that made the Chunin's blood run cold. Naruto stood. He shouldn't have been able to stand. They'd killed him. They'd killed him. "What the hell?" The first Chunin started. Naruto's head turned toward them with mechanical precision, and his lips pulled back in a feral snarl that revealed slightly elongated canines. When he spoke, his voice was wrong, deeper, rougher, like something ancient and terrible wearing a child's throat. "You killed me." The Chunin who'd used the fire jutsu acted on instinct, hands already forming signs. "Fire style! Fireball jutsu!" The sphere of flame engulfed Naruto completely. The Chunin grinned, thinking he'd finished the job properly this time. Then Naruto walked out of the fire, walked through it, completely unharmed, not even singed. The flames washed over his skin like water, harmless, powerless. His eyes locked onto the fire user with predatory focus. "That won't work anymore," Naruto said, his voice still that disturbing rumble. Then he moved. One moment he was 10 feet away. The next, his bone-spiked fist had punched clean through the Chunin's head, exploding it like an overripe melon. Blood and brain matter splattered across the alley walls as the body crumpled. The other 2 Chunin stumbled backward, terror replacing their earlier confidence. One threw a kunai. Naruto didn't dodge. He didn't need to. The blade struck his chest and bounced off as if he were made of steel. Lightning style, electromagnetic murder. Electricity arcs toward Naruto, enough voltage to stop a grown man's heart. It struck him full force, making his small body jerk and spasm. For 3 seconds, the lightning coursed through him, then it stopped. Naruto tilted his head, completely unharmed. The lightning had killed him, stopped his heart again, but his body had already adapted, already evolved. He'd resurrected in the space between heartbeats, and now electricity was just another thing that couldn't hurt him. "My turn?" Naruto whispered. He charged. The lightning user tried to run, but Naruto was faster than any 6-year-old should be, faster than most Chunin. He caught the man by the throat, lifted him one-handed despite the size difference, and slammed him into the brick wall so hard that the entire structure cracked. The Chunin's spine shattered. He fell, gurgling, paralyzed. The last Chunin attempted a water jutsu, a pressurized stream meant to cut through stone. It hit Naruto in the chest, knocked him back a step, and then he was drowning as water filled his lungs. His vision darkened again. His heart stopped again and restarted again. Naruto opened his eyes underwater, realized he was lying in a puddle of the Chunin's jutsu, and stood up. He breathed in, and water entered his lungs without issue. His body had adapted. He could breathe water now. He could breathe anything. The final Chunin saw the realization dawn in Naruto's glowing eyes and tried to run. He made it 5 steps before Naruto's hand burst through his back, fingers wrapped around his spine, and ripped it out through the ribcage. Silence fell over the alley, broken only by Naruto's heavy breathing and the distant sounds of the village. He stood amid the carnage, 3 Chunin corpses at his feet, his small body covered in their blood and his own, which was already drying on skin that bore no wounds. The bone protrusions retracted slowly, sliding back into his flesh with barely a whisper of pain. The red glow faded from his eyes, leaving them their natural blue, but wider, fuller of terrible understanding than any 6-year-old's eyes should be. Naruto looked at his hands, small hands, a child's hands. Hands that had just killed 3 grown men without effort, without mercy, without hesitation. "I died," he whispered to himself, his voice his own again, young and confused and scared. "They killed me. I was dead." He pressed a hand to his chest, feeling his heart beating strong and steady. "But I came back. I came back stronger." The realization settled over him like a heavy cloak. He died twice in that alley, once to the initial attack, once to the lightning. Both times he'd come back. Both times he'd become immune to what killed him. The fire didn't burn anymore. The lightning didn't shock. His skin had hardened. His strength had increased. His speed had doubled. Every time he died, he evolved. Every time he was hurt, he adapted. Every time they tried to destroy him, he became harder to destroy. Naruto looked up at the moon, understanding dawning with terrible clarity. They tried to kill the demon. Instead, they'd created something far worse. They'd created something that couldn't die. The next morning, 3 Chunin were found dead in an alley. The official report blamed it on the Nine Tails chakra going berserk, just as the Chunin themselves had planned to use as Naruto's cover story. The irony wasn't lost on the 3rd Hokage, who sat in his office reviewing the Anbu report with grave concern. The wounds are inconsistent with typical tailed beast attacks, and Anbu with a cat mask reported. One had his head destroyed by blunt force trauma. Another had his spine removed. The 3rd appears to have died from water inhalation, but there's no water source in that alley except for the puddle around his body. Hiruzen Sarutobi puffed on his pipe, eyes distant. And Naruto? Found in his apartment this morning, sleeping. No injuries, no blood on him or his clothes, though. The Anbu hesitated. Though what? The water in his bathroom sink was pink, like someone had washed blood off. Hiruzen dismissed the Anbu and sat alone with his thoughts. Naruto Uzumaki, container of the Nine Tails, 6 years old and apparently capable of 3 Chunin-level shinobi. The boy had never shown such ability before, had always been weak, always running, always taking the beatings without fighting back. What had changed? He made a decision. Anbu. A figure materialized from the shadows. Hokage-sama. I want surveillance on Naruto Uzumaki increased, but discreet. I want to know what he's capable of. And, Hiruzen's eyes hardened, if any villagers attempt to harm him again, intervene immediately. Something tells me we won't like what happens if they succeed. Naruto spent the next 2 years experimenting with his new reality, and it was glorious. He'd sneak out to the Forest of Death, that forbidden zone where even Chunin feared to tread, and let the wildlife kill him. Giant tigers, venomous snakes, poisonous insects. He'd let them end him, just to feel the rush of coming back. Each death lasted only seconds now. Each resurrection brought new immunities, new adaptations. Poison didn't work anymore. Venom was useless. His bones had become dense as steel. His muscles had compressed and strengthened to the point where his 8-year-old body could punch through trees. His skin could turn away blades. His healing factor closed wounds in seconds. But the most important discovery came when he created his first shadow clone and had it kill him. Shadow clone jutsu, he'd called out, and 20 copies appeared around him in a training ground deep in the forest. Okay, you guys know what to do. The clones attacked without hesitation. They were him after all, and he knew what he needed. They beat him to death with taijutsu, drowned him, strangled him, broke his neck. Each death taught him something new. Each resurrection made him stronger. And when the clones dispelled, their memories returned to him, showing him exactly how they'd moved, how they'd struck, teaching him combat technique through the most brutal method possible. Dying to it, it was the most efficient training method ever conceived, and it was available only to him. By the time Naruto was 8 years old, he died 847 times by his own count. He'd become immune to most conventional forms of death. He was stronger than any genin, faster than most chunin, and durable enough that jonin-level attacks were starting to feel like minor annoyances. He was also completely, utterly alone. The villagers still hated him, still whispered "demon" when he passed, still refused to serve him in shops or speak to him with kindness. But now they were also afraid. Word had spread about the dead chunin, about other accidents that befell those who got too violent with the Uzumaki boy. People who tried to hurt him tended to disappear or turn up dead in ways that couldn't quite be explained. The Anbu knew. The Hokage knew. But what could they do? Naruto never started the fights. He never attacked first. He just survived. And those who tried to kill him didn't. It was during one of his training sessions in the Forest of Death that everything changed again. Naruto was in the middle of having his clones practice with kunai, specifically having them stab him repeatedly to build immunity to piercing damage. When he heard it, Konoha whirlwind. A green blur exploded through the clearing, scattering his clones with a single spinning kick. Naruto looked up, startled to see a man in a green jumpsuit and orange leg warmer standing before him, thick eyebrows furrowed in concern and... Was that pride? Yosh, the man exclaimed, giving a thumbs up that somehow gleamed despite the forest canopy. I have witnessed your training, young Naruto Uzumaki, and I must say, your dedication to self-improvement through pain is most youthful. Naruto blinked. Someone was complimenting him, not cursing at him, not attacking him, not telling him to die. Who are you? Naruto asked carefully. The man's grin widened impossibly. I am Might Guy, Konoha's beautiful green beast, and I have been watching you train for the past 6 months, young warrior. Your taijutsu is raw, unrefined, but your spirit burns with the flames of youth. Naruto felt something strange in his chest. Was this hope? You've been watching me? Indeed, at first I observed you on Lord Hokage's orders, but I have continued because I am moved by your determination. Guy's eyes actually sparkled with tears. To train so relentlessly, to push yourself beyond normal limits, to refuse to give up no matter how many times you fall. You remind me of myself when I was young. Naruto stood up, his 8-year-old body already showing early muscle definition from his brutal training regimen. You're not afraid of me? You don't think I'm a demon? Guy's expression softened, and he knelt to be at eye level with Naruto. I think you are a young boy who has been dealt a terrible hand by fate, and who has chosen to become strong rather than become bitter. That is not a demon. That is a warrior. Something broke inside Naruto. Or maybe something that had been broken finally started to heal. Tears welled in his eyes. He tried to stop them, tried to be strong, but they fell anyway. I just want to protect people, Naruto said, voice cracking. I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to be the one who gets saved. I want to be strong enough that no one can hurt me or the people I care about ever again. Guy placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, and the boy didn't flinch. The touch was warm, kind. Then I shall teach you, Guy declared. I shall teach you the art of taijutsu, the way of the fist and the will of fire that burns in your heart. But I must warn you, my training is extremely difficult. Most cannot handle it. Even my own student, Rock Lee, struggles with the intensity. Naruto looked up at Guy with eyes that glowed, not with rage this time, but with determination. I can't die, he said simply. I've tried. I get hurt, I get killed, but I always come back stronger. Whatever training you have, I can survive it. Guy's eyes widened slightly. So the rumors were true. The boy was something else, something beyond normal. But Guy saw the humanity in those blue eyes, saw the desperate need for connection, for purpose, for someone to believe in him. Very well. Guy stood, tears of joy streaming down his face. Then we shall begin immediately. First, you will run 100 laps around Konoha, then 200 push-ups, then 300 sit-ups, and if you cannot complete it... Naruto grinned, and there was something feral in it, something eager. I'll do it on my hands while my clones throw kunai at me. Guy's jaw dropped, then his grin returned, even wider. You are officially my second student, Naruto Uzumaki. Together, We shall prove that hard work and dedication can surpass any genius. That was the day Naruto Uzumaki gained his first real teacher, his first real connection, his first real proof that he was more than the demon the village thought he was. It was also the day he learned about the 8 gates. 3 months later, Naruto stood before Guy in Training Ground 3, sweat pouring down his body, every muscle screaming. He just finished his daily regimen, 500 laps around Konoha while carrying weights, 1,000 push-ups while shadow clones attacked him, 1,500 sit-ups with a boulder on his chest, and then 3 hours of taijutsu sparring against Guy himself. He died 6 times during the sparring. Guy's strikes were no joke, but each time he'd come back faster, stronger, more adapted to Guy's style. "You are ready," Guy announced, his tone unusually serious. "Naruto, what I'm about to teach you is a forbidden technique. Most shinobi could never learn it because the price is too high. But you are different." Naruto listened intently, his enhanced senses picking up the gravity in Guy's voice. "The 8 gates are limiters on your chakra system, designed to keep you from destroying your own body with your power. By opening them in sequence, you can multiply your strength exponentially. But," Guy's expression darkened, "opening all 8 will kill you. No exceptions. Even opening the 7th will cripple a normal shinobi permanently." Naruto's eyes lit up. "But I'm not normal." "No," Guy agreed. "You are not. Your ability to recover from anything, to adapt, to resurrect, it changes everything. With your healing factor and the 8 gates, you could potentially become the strongest taijutsu fighter the world has ever seen." "Teach me," Naruto said immediately. Guy smiled. "I was hoping you would say that, but we will start slowly." The first gate, the gate of opening, removes the restraints of the brain on the muscles. Watch carefully. Guy's eyes focused, and Naruto saw chakra surge through his teacher's body. The air around Guy shimmered slightly as he opened the first gate. Gate of opening. Open! Guy's speed doubled instantly. He appeared behind Naruto, tapped his shoulder, and was back in his original position before Naruto could react. The second gate, the gate of healing, forces the body into overdrive, increasing stamina and recovery. Third gate, gate of life, allows for direct access to the body's stamina center, turning skin red and preparing the body for extreme stress. These 3 are considered safe to use regularly with proper training. Guy demonstrated each gate in sequence, and Naruto watched with hungry eyes, memorizing the chakra flow, the physical tells, the way Guy's body changed. The 4th gate, gate of pain, and the 5th gate, gate of limit, push the body past its normal limits. Your muscles will tear, your bones will crack. For normal shinobi, using these gates means weeks of recovery. For you, perhaps minutes, perhaps seconds. "And the 6th, 7th, 8th? Naruto asked. Guy's expression became grave. "The gate of view, the gate of wonder, and the gate of death. The 6th allows you to perform techniques like my morning peacock. The 7th grants access to my ultimate technique, the daytime tiger. And the 8th, Guy's voice dropped to a whisper. "The gate of death grants power that surpasses the Hokage himself, but it burns your body from the inside out. Your blood boils, your muscles disintegrate, your bones turn to ash. You gain the power of a god for a few minutes and then you die. Always." Naruto's grin was vicious. "I die all the time. The question is, will I come back immune to the damage the 8th gate causes?" Guy stared at his student, this 8-year-old boy who spoke of death like it was a training exercise, and felt a chill run down his spine. What had he unleashed on the world? "We will start with the first gate," Guy decided. "Master it completely, then the 2nd, then the 3rd. We will not discuss the higher gates until you have proven you can handle the basics. Agreed?" Naruto nodded eagerly. "Agreed. When do we start?" "Right now. Focus your chakra on your brain, specifically the left frontal lobe where the first gate resides. Feel the limiter, the mental block that keeps you from using your full strength. Now imagine pushing past it, forcing the door open. Gate of opening. Open." Naruto closed his eyes, felt for the gate Guy described, and pushed. Nothing happened. He tried again and again. For 3 hours, he attempted to open the first gate, failing each time. His chakra control wasn't refined enough yet. The gate remained stubbornly closed. Finally, frustrated beyond measure, Naruto made a decision that would have horrified any normal teacher. Shadow clone jutsu. One clone appeared. Naruto turned to it with determination. "Kill me," he ordered. "What?" Guy started forward, but it was too late. The clone snapped Naruto's neck with brutal efficiency. His body dropped, lifeless. Guy stared in horror as Naruto's corpse lay on the ground for approximately 3 seconds. Then his eyes opened, neck realigning with audible pops, and he stood up. "The gates are physical limiters," Naruto explained calmly, as if he hadn't just died. "My body just adapted to death by broken neck. Maybe it also adapted by making my limiters weaker. Let's try again." Gate of opening. Open. This time, chakra surged through Naruto's system, and Guy felt it. The first gate had opened. Naruto's eyes widened as he felt power flood his muscles as the mental restrictions on his strength vanished. "It worked," Naruto whispered. Then he grinned. "It worked! Guy-sensei, it actually worked!" Guy wanted to lecture Naruto about the insanity of killing himself to speed up training. He wanted to explain that this was dangerous, reckless, possibly the most irresponsible training method he'd ever witnessed. Instead, he started laughing. Great, booming laughs that echoed across the training ground. "You are truly my student, Naruto Uzumaki. Your dedication to training surpasses even my youthful expectations. Now maintain the gate and spar with me for as long as you can hold it." They fought for 6 minutes before Naruto's body gave out from the strain. He collapsed, muscles screaming, but already healing, already adapting to the damage the first gate caused. Tomorrow, he'd hold it longer. Next week, he'd master it completely. Next month, he'd move on to the second gate. And the village of Konoha had no idea that in their midst, being trained by one of their finest shonen, was a boy who was becoming something that could probably kill them all. By the time Naruto was 12 and about to graduate from the academy, he'd mastered the first 5 gates. He could open them in sequence without his body breaking down, could maintain the 5th gate for a solid 10 minutes, and could recover from the damage in under an hour thanks to his constantly evolving healing factor. He'd also died 2,341 times, give or take a few dozen he'd lost count of. Each death had made him stronger, more durable, more deadly. His bone protrusions could extend at will now, creating weapons from his own skeleton. His strength in base form could shatter boulders. His speed was chunin level without any gates opened. But the village still saw him as the dead last loser of the academy. Naruto let them think that. Why correct them? Let them believe he was weak. Let them mock his test scores, which were deliberately poor to maintain his cover. Let them assume he was just a loudmouth prankster with big dreams and no talent. Meanwhile, he trained in secret with Guy, mastered techniques that would make most jonin weep with envy, and waited for his chance to show the world what he'd become. The only person who saw through his act was Iruka-sensei, and even he didn't know the full extent of Naruto's abilities. Iruka had found Naruto training alone one night, working on his taijutsu forms with a precision that shouldn't have been possible for a dead last student. When confronted, Naruto had simply smiled and asked Iruka to keep it a secret. "I don't want people to know," Naruto had explained. "Not yet. When I become a ninja, when I'm on a real team, then I'll show them. But for now, let them think I'm weak. It's safer that way." "Safer for whom?" Iruka had asked. Naruto's eyes had darkened slightly. "For them. If they knew what I could do, what I am, they'd try to lock me up, study me, use me as a weapon. The Hokage is kind, but even he'd be tempted. So I wait, I train, I get stronger, and when the time is right, I'll protect this village whether they want me to or not." Iruka had hugged him then, this boy who'd suffered so much and yet still wanted to protect the people who hurt him, and he'd promised to keep Naruto's secret. The graduation exam was a joke. Transform into the Hokage using the transformation jutsu? Naruto could do that in his sleep. He deliberately made his transformation a bit silly, gave the Hokage a bigger nose, wrong-colored eyes, just to maintain appearances. When Mizuki-sensei tried to fail him anyway, Iruka overruled it. Naruto had technically passed, even if the transformation was imperfect. That night, Mizuki approached Naruto with a scheme about the Forbidden Scroll, and Naruto played along. Not because he was fooled, he knew a trap when he saw one, but because he was curious what Mizuki planned, and because the Forbidden Scroll might have techniques worth learning. He found the scroll exactly where Mizuki said it would be, in the Hokage's personal chambers. The Anbu were mysteriously absent. Mizuki's doing, probably, so Naruto simply took the scroll and left. In the forest, he unrolled it and started reading. The first technique listed made his eyes widen with glee: Shadow Clone Jutsu. Mass production variant. He'd been using the basic academy version this whole time, capable of making maybe 30 clones before his chakra ran low. But this version could create thousands by tapping into the Nine Tails chakra. Naruto grinned. Oh, this is perfect. He was in the middle of memorizing the technique when Mizuki and Iruka both appeared in the clearing. Naruto! Iruka called out. You need to return that scroll immediately. It's forbidden for a reason. Mizuki laughed. Why should he? After all, the scroll belongs to the demon anyway. Isn't that right, Naruto? Naruto looked up, expression bored. You're going to tell me about the Nine Tails now, aren't you? About how it's sealed inside me, how I'm the monster that attacked the village 12 years ago, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know. Figured it out when I was 7, not exactly a secret when every villager screams demon at you. Both Chunin stared at him in shock. You knew? Iruka whispered. Of course I knew. I'm not an idiot, despite what my test scores say. Naruto stood up, the scroll tucked under his arm. Now, Mizuki-sensei, what exactly is your plan here? Kill me, take the scroll, sell it to some enemy village? Or were you planning to kill Iruka-sensei too, since he's the only person in this pathetic village who actually gives a damn about me? Mizuki's face twisted with rage. You little demon, I'll kill you and take the scroll myself. Wine style, great breakthrough. A massive gust of wind shot toward Naruto, strong enough to tear through trees. Naruto didn't move. The wind struck him full force, and he slid back maybe 2 inches, his feet carving grooves in the dirt. When the wind died, Naruto was completely unharmed. He didn't even look disheveled. My turn, Naruto said calmly. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. The forest exploded with Naruto clones. Not 30, not 100. 1,000 identical copies filled the clearing, surrounding Mizuki completely. The traitor Chunin's eyes went wide with terror. That's impossible. The chakra required. Is nothing for me, Naruto interrupted. 1,000 voices spoke in perfect unison, creating a sound that echoed like thunder. See, Mizuki-sensei, I've got a lot of chakra, more than you can imagine. And I've been training, really, really hard. Want to see what else I can do? One clone stepped forward. First gate, gate of opening. Open! Chakra surged through the clone's body, then it smiled. Second gate, gate of healing. Open! The clone's skin flushed as its stamina multiplied. Third gate, gate of life. Open! Red color flooded the clone's skin as chakra aura became visible around it. Mizuki tried to run. He made it 3 steps before the gate-enhanced clone appeared in front of him, moving faster than his eyes could track. Konoha whirlwind! The spinning kick caught Mizuki in the ribs with enough force to shatter his entire rib cage. He flew backward, crashed through 4 trees, and lay groaning in the wreckage. All 1,000 clones dispersed except for the original Naruto, who walked calmly over to where Mizuki lay bleeding. You wanted to kill me because I'm the Nine Tails container, Naruto said softly, crouching beside the broken Chunin. But here's what you don't understand. The fox isn't what makes me dangerous. I'm dangerous because I've died thousands of times, and every death made me stronger. I'm dangerous because I've trained harder than anyone in this village. I'm dangerous because I refuse to be a victim anymore. Naruto stood up and looked at Iruka, who was staring at him like he'd never seen him before. I'm still me, Iruka-sensei. Still the same kid who wants to be Hokage, who loves ramen, who plays pranks, but I'm also someone who can protect the people I care about now. And I care about you. Iruka's eyes filled with tears. He walked over and pulled Naruto into a hug. You've always been you, Naruto. Fox or no fox, weak or strong. You've always been the brave kid who never gave up. I'm proud of you. The Anbu arrived moments later, alerted by the surge of chakra. They found Mizuki unconscious and broken, Iruka hugging a 12-year-old boy, and a forbidden scroll lying open on the ground. The Hokage himself arrived shortly after, and when Naruto explained what had happened, Hiruzen simply nodded and retrieved the scroll. Naruto, the Hokage said carefully, how many of those clones can you create? Naruto shrugged. Haven't really tested my limit. Maybe 10,000? More if I tap into the fox's chakra directly. Hiruzen's pipe nearly fell from his mouth. 10,000. Give or take. Why? And you can open the first 3 gates? First 5, actually, still working on the 6th. Naruto saw no point in lying to the Hokage. The old man had always been kind to him. Guy-sensei has been training me for 4 years. Hiruzen made a mental note to have a very long conversation with Might Guy. I see, and this ability of yours to recover from injuries. Naruto's expression became guarded. I heal fast, really fast, that's all. It wasn't all, and they both knew it, but Hiruzen didn't push. Instead, he smiled. You graduate tomorrow, Naruto. I'm assigning you to a Genin team, but I think we both know you're beyond Genin level. Still, you need the experience of working with a team, of trusting others and having them trust you. Can you do that? Naruto thought about it, about revealing his strength, about working with others who might fear him, about pretending to be weaker than he was. Then he thought about Iruka, about Guy-sensei, about the few people who'd shown him kindness, about protecting them, about becoming Hokage, about proving he was more than the demon they thought he was. I can do that, Naruto agreed, but I won't hide my strength if it means my teammates get hurt. I won't pretend to be weak if someone I care about is in danger. Hiruzen nodded, understanding. Fair enough. Your team will be unique. I think you'll find them interesting. Team assignments were announced the next day, and Naruto showed up to the academy wearing his new headband with pride. He'd passed. He was officially a ninja. Now to see who he'd be stuck with. Team 7, Iruka announced, reading from his list. Naruto Uzumaki, Hinata Hyuga, and Sasuke Uchiha. Your Jonin instructor is Kakashi Hatake. Naruto blinked. That was different from what he'd expected. He glanced over at Hinata, who was turning bright red and doing her finger-poking thing, and then at Sasuke, who was glaring at nothing in particular with his usual brooding intensity, a team with the Hyuga heiress and the Uchiha prodigy. The Hokage wasn't kidding about unique Sakura, who'd been assigned to Team 10 with Shikamaru and Choji under Asuma, looked disappointed that she wasn't with Sasuke. Ino seemed thrilled to be on Team 8 with Kiba and Shino under Kurenai. Most students filed out, leaving only the Genin teams waiting for their Jonin instructors. Team 8 left first when Kurenai arrived. Team 10 followed when Asuma showed up. Team 7 waited and waited and waited some more. After 3 hours, even Sasuke was getting irritated. Hinata had fallen asleep against the wall, her head resting near Naruto's shoulder, though not quite touching, because she'd probably faint if she actually made contact. Naruto himself was doing one-arm push-ups out of boredom. This is ridiculous, Sasuke finally muttered. Our Jonin instructor is 3 hours late. Maybe he got lost on the road of life, Naruto suggested, not breaking his rhythm. 247, 248. You've been doing push-ups for an hour. Aren't you tired? Naruto switched arms without pausing. Nope, I could do this all day. Before Sasuke could respond with something probably snarky, the door finally opened, and a silver-haired man with a mask and a headband covering his left eye slouched in, holding an orange book. Yo, Kakashi greeted them lazily. My first impression of you is, you're boring. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. He disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Hinata jerked awake. What happened? Our sensei finally showed up, Naruto explained, jumping to his feet. And apparently we're boring. Come on! The 3 Genin made it to the roof in under 2 minutes. Kakashi was already there, sitting on the railing and reading his book. You're early, he noted without looking up. That's good. Shows enthusiasm. Now why don't you introduce yourselves? Name, likes, dislikes, dreams for the future, that sort of thing. Why don't you go first, Sensei? Sasuke challenged. Show us how it's done. Kakashi's visible eye crinkled in what might have been a smile. Me, I'm Kakashi Take. My likes and dislikes are none of your business. Dreams for the future? Haven't really thought about it. As for hobbies, I have lots. Awkward silence. Your turn, Blondie. As Kakashi pointed at Naruto, Naruto stood up straighter. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, ramen, and people who don't judge me for things I can't control. I dislike people who hurt the innocent and the 3 minutes it takes for instant ramen to cook. My dream is to become Hokage, so everyone has to acknowledge my existence, and my hobby is getting stronger. Kakashi's visible eye narrowed slightly. The Hokage had briefed him extensively about Naruto, the Nine-Tails container, the boy with the mysterious healing ability the student Might Guy had been secretly training. This was going to be interesting. Dark-haired girl, Kakashi pointed at Hinata. Hinata stood, fidgeting but managing to keep her voice mostly steady. I'm Hinata Hyuga. I like training and peat-pressed flowers. I dislike people who are cruel and my own weakness. My dream is to become stronger so I can stand beside. She glanced at Naruto and blushed. Beside the people I admire. My hobby is practicing my clan's techniques. And last but not least, Mr. Broody. Sasuke's glare could have melted steel. Sasuke Uchiha, I don't have likes. I have many dislikes. My dream, no, my ambition, is to restore my clan and kill a certain someone. My hobby is training. Kakashi closed his book with a snap. Right, well, this is just getting better and better. Tomorrow, we have a survival exercise. Meet at Training Ground 3 at 5 in the morning. And don't eat breakfast. You'll just throw up. What kind of exercise? Naruto asked. Kakashi's eye curved into a happy crescent. The kind where you try to take these 2 bells from me. Only those who get a bell pass and become official genin. Those who don't get sent back to the academy. But there are 3 of us and only 2 bells, Hinata pointed out quietly. That's right, which means at least one of you is going back to the academy. Maybe all 3 of you. The current failure rate for this test is 66%. So yeah, get some rest. You'll need it. With that ominous pronouncement, Kakashi vanished in another leaf swirl. Sasuke immediately left without a word. Hinata looked torn between staying and following, but eventually bowed to Naruto and headed out as well. Naruto stayed on the roof thinking, a test designed to fail them. 2 bells, 3 students. The obvious answer was teamwork. Work together to get the bells, then figure out how to share them. Classic ninja thinking. But Naruto wasn't really interested in being classic. He was interested in showing Kakashi Hatake exactly what he was dealing with. The next morning, Naruto arrived at Training Ground 3 at exactly 5 a.m., having ignored Kakashi's advice about not eating breakfast. He'd had 3 bowls of ramen and felt great. Hinata was already there, looking nervous but determined. Sasuke showed up 2 minutes later, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Kakashi didn't arrive until 7 a.m. You're late, Naruto called out as the Jonin appeared with his orange book. Sorry. A black cat crossed my path, so I had to take the long way. Naruto exchanged glances with Hinata and Sasuke. Their sensei was definitely weird. Kakashi pulled out 2 bells and dangled them from his fingers. Okay, the rules are simple. You have until noon to get these bells from me. Use any weapon, any jutsu, any trick you want. Come at me with the intent to kill, or you'll never get them. Intent to kill? Hinata whispered, looking worried. He's a Jonin, Sasuke said dismissively. We couldn't kill him even if we tried. Naruto said nothing, but his eyes were calculating. Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, user of the Sharingan, veteran of countless missions, definitely strong. Probably Jonin level even without his Sharingan active. But Naruto had died over 2,000 times, had mastered 5 of the 8 gates, could create thousands of shadow clones, and had the Nine-Tails chakra as a backup. This was going to be fun. Ready? Kakashi asked. Start! Sasuke and Hinata immediately leaped away to hide and plan. Naruto stayed exactly where he was, standing in the middle of the clearing. Kakashi looked up from his book. Not hiding? Don't need to hide, Naruto said simply. I'm gonna beat you head on. Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. Is that so? Big words for a genin. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, the training ground filled with Naruto clones. Not 1,000. He didn't want to completely overwhelm his sensei immediately, but a solid 100, which was still far beyond what any genin should be capable of. Kakashi's book snapped shut. Well, that's interesting. The clones charged from all directions, a coordinated assault that would have overwhelmed most Chunin. Kakashi moved like water, ducking and weaving between strikes, occasionally dispelling a clone with a casual backhand or kick. But Naruto wasn't done. First gate, gate of opening, open. 20 of the clones suddenly accelerated, their speed doubling as they opened the first gate simultaneously. Kakashi's eye widened fractionally as he was forced to actually focus on the fight. Second gate, gate of healing, open. Third gate, gate of life, open. The gate-enhanced clone's skin turned red as their power multiplied. They moved as a unit, strikes coordinated, each one covering another's blind spots. Kakashi was forced to use a substitution jutsu to avoid getting overwhelmed. He reappeared 20 feet away, actually looking impressed. You can open the third gate, and you can do it while using shadow clones. How many of those can you make? All the clones grinned in unison, and it was a predatory expression. "Want me to show you?" "Actually," Kakashi said, reaching up to his headband, "I think I might need to take this a bit more seriously." He pushed his headband up, revealing the Sharingan beneath. The three Tomoe spun lazily as Kakashi assessed his opponent. "Naruto Uzumaki," Kakashi said calmly, "the reports about you were understated, considerably." "I get that a lot," Naruto replied. Then all his clones moved as one. The battle intensified. With the Sharingan, Kakashi could predict movements and counter more effectively. But Naruto's clones were relentless. Every time Kakashi dispelled one, two more took its place. The gate-enhanced ones were actually forcing him to use Chunin-level techniques to deal with them. Then Naruto made his real move. While Kakashi was focused on the frontal assault, 10 clones underground, he'd had them use Earth style to burrow while the others, distracted, erupted beneath Kakashi's feet. The Jonin jumped back, but that's exactly where another group of clones was waiting. Kakashi found himself surrounded, and for the first time in years, he felt actual pressure from a genin. Leaf Whirlwind, Leaf Great Whirlwind, dynamic entry. The clones had learned Guy's techniques, and they executed them with surprising skill. Kakashi was forced to use a high-level water jutsu to create distance. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. The Water Dragon crashed through the clone army, dispelling dozens. But Naruto just created more. From her hiding spot, Hinata watched with her Byakugan active, completely stunned. Naruto was fighting a Jonin on equal footing. More than that, he was pushing Kakashi back. The chakra she could see flowing through Naruto's system was massive, easily 3 times what a normal genin should have, and that was before accounting for the sealed entity she could sense inside him. Sasuke, hiding in a different location, was gritting his teeth. The dead last was this strong? Impossible. There had to be a trick. The clones were doing most of the work. Naruto himself probably couldn't. Then Sasuke saw the original Naruto, the real one, step forward. He'd been hanging back, letting his clones test Kakashi's abilities. Now he moved, and when Sasuke felt his blood run cold. Fourth gate, Gate of Pain, open. Naruto's chakra exploded outward, a visible aura surrounding him, as his speed and strength jumped to a completely different level. He crossed the distance to Kakashi in a fraction of a second, fist cocked back. Kakashi barely managed to substitute with a log. The tree where the log had been exploded into splinters from the impact of Naruto's punch. "You can open the fourth gate too," Kakashi observed, and for the first time, there was genuine concern in his voice. "Naruto, that technique can kill you if you're not careful." Naruto's grin was feral. "Yeah, I know. Died to it 17 times while learning it. Don't worry, sensei, I always come back." Kakashi's Sharingan whirled, analyzing, and he caught the truth in Naruto's words. The boy wasn't exaggerating. He'd actually died while training and somehow came back. The reports had mentioned an unusual healing factor, but this... "I see," Kakashi said slowly. "You're not like other genin at all, are you?" "Nope." Naruto charged again, and this time when Kakashi blocked, the Jonin actually slid backward from the force. The fight continued for another 10 minutes, Naruto pushing Kakashi harder than any genin had any right to. But eventually, the stamina drain from maintaining the fourth gate and hundreds of shadow clones took its toll. Naruto's movement slowed fractionally. Kakashi saw his opening and took it, appearing behind Naruto with a kunai to his throat. "You're dead?" Kakashi said quietly. Naruto's laugh surprised him. "Yeah, probably. But check your pocket." Kakashi reached into his pocket and found both bells missing. His eye widened as he looked back at the clearing where they'd been fighting. One of the clones, one he thought he'd dispelled, was holding the bells and grinning. "Substitution jutsu," Naruto explained as Kakashi's kunai passed harmlessly through his neck. He was a clone too. "The real me swapped places with the clone right before you grabbed me. That clone grabbed the bells while you were focused on taking down what you thought was me." The clone with the bells tossed them to Hinata and Sasuke, who had emerged from hiding to watch the battle's conclusion. Each of them caught a bell reflexively. "But there's only 2 bells, Sasuke pointed out, looking confused. The Naruto clone that had been talking to Kakashi grinned. "I don't need a bell. I already proved I'm not going back to the academy. You two are my teammates. You get the bells. We pass together or not at all." The real Naruto emerged from underground near Hinata, covered in dirt but grinning widely. That's what this test was about, right, Sensei? Teamwork? Putting the team before personal success? So yeah, Sasuke and Hinata get the bells. I get to say I took them from a jonin using teamwork and strategy. We all win. Kakashi stared at this 12-year-old who just fought him to a standstill, who'd opened the fourth gate without dying, who'd created hundreds of shadow clones like it was nothing, and who'd still prioritized his teammates getting a passing grade over his own glory. Then he smiled, a real smile that reached his visible eye. "You all pass," Kakashi announced. "Naruto's right. This test was about teamwork, about seeing beyond the obvious. Most teams try to work together to get the bells, and that's fine. But Naruto took it a step further. He fought me alone, took both bells, and gave them to his teammates. That's actually more selfless than I expected from the loudest ninja in Konoha." "Hey," Naruto protested, "I can be selfless. When you're not pranking the Hokage's monument, you mean?" "That was artistic expression." Hinata giggled, actually giggled, and Sasuke's lips twitched in what might have been the ghost of a smile. Kakashi looked at his new team and felt something he hadn't felt in years: hope. These kids were special. Naruto was obviously the powerhouse, but Hinata had the Byakugan and clear tactical sense, and Sasuke had the Sharingan bloodline and the drive to match. With proper training, they could become one of the strongest teams Konoha had ever produced. "Tomorrow, we start actual missions," Kakashi announced. "Meet at 7 a.m., and this time do eat breakfast. You'll need your energy." As the genin left, Kakashi pulled out his book but didn't read it. He was too busy thinking about Naruto Uzumaki, the boy who could open the fourth gate at 12 years old, who died and come back stronger, who had the 9 tails sealed inside him, and apparently the work ethic of Might Guy. The village thought Naruto was a demon. They were wrong. He was something far more terrifying. He was a weapon that had learned to think for itself, to choose its own targets, used to protect rather than destroy. And Kakashi had just been assigned to help him get even stronger. This was either going to be the best decision the Hokage ever made or the worst, probably both. The first month of Team 7's missions were D ranks: walking dogs, catching cats, pulling weeds, painting fences, standard genin fare, and mind-numbingly boring for someone who could fight Jonin. Naruto bore it with surprising patience, mostly because he used shadow clones to do the actual work while he trained. Kakashi noticed but didn't comment. The missions were getting done, and Naruto was developing teamwork skills with Hinata and Sasuke, which was the real point. Hinata was slowly coming out of her shell. Working with Naruto every day, seeing him treat her as an equal rather than the weak heiress her clan thought she was, gave her confidence. She'd started speaking up more, suggesting strategies, even correcting Sasuke when he was being particularly stubborn. Sasuke himself was having an identity crisis. His entire worldview had been built on being the best of his generation, the last Uchiha, the prodigy who would restore his clan. Then he'd watched Naruto fight Kakashi to a draw, had seen the dead last open the fourth gate and create hundreds of clones, and his pride was taking a beating. It came to a head 3 weeks into their service as Team 7. "I want to spar with you," Sasuke announced after another boring mission. "Seriously, no holding back." Naruto looked at his teammate, saw the determination and barely concealed desperation in his eyes, and understood. Sasuke needed to know where he stood, needed to measure himself against the benchmark Naruto had set. "Okay," Naruto agreed, "but I'm not going to hold back. If I do, you'll know, and it'll just make you angrier." "I don't want you to hold back. I want to see the gap between us." They met at Training Ground 3 the next morning. Kakashi was there to supervise, along with Hinata, who looked worried but understood why this was necessary. "Ready?" Kakashi asked. Both genin nodded. "Begin." Sasuke opened with his clan's signature technique. Fire style, fireball jutsu, a massive sphere of flame shot toward Naruto, hot enough to melt stone. Naruto didn't dodge. He walked through it completely unharmed. His immunity to fire, courtesy of dying to it so many times. Sasuke's eyes widened behind his oncoming fist. He'd used the fireball as a distraction, closing the distance while Naruto was supposedly blinded by flames. His punch was perfectly executed, aimed at Naruto's solar plexus. It connected. Sasuke felt his knuckles impact Naruto's stomach and might as well have punched a brick wall. Naruto didn't even grunt. He just looked down at Sasuke's fist pressed against his abs and raised an eyebrow. "That all?" Naruto asked. Sasuke jumped back, hands forming signs. Lightning style, spark, weak lightning jutsu, barely chunin level, arced toward Naruto. It struck him, made him twitch slightly, and did nothing else. "Immune to lightning too," Naruto explained calmly. "Died to it about 40 times. Doesn't work anymore." Sasuke's frustration mounted. He activated his Sharingan. He'd unlocked the two-tomoe version recently and analyzed Naruto's stance, looking for weaknesses. There weren't any. Naruto's guard was casual but perfect, every muscle ready to respond, no openings that Sasuke could exploit. "You want to see the gap?" Naruto asked. "Okay, multi-shadow clone jutsu." 20 clones appeared. Then they all spoke in unison. "First gate, gate of opening. Open." The clone's speed doubled. They charged Sasuke from all directions, and despite his Sharingan, despite his training, despite his Uchiha pride, Sasuke was overwhelmed in seconds. The clones didn't even need to open higher gates. The first gate was enough. Within 30 seconds, Sasuke was on the ground, pinned by multiple clones, completely defeated. Naruto dispelled the clones and offered Sasuke a hand up. "The gap between us is pretty big right now, but you know what? It doesn't have to stay that way." Sasuke stared at the offered hand, pride warring with pragmatism. Finally, he took it and let Naruto pull him up. "How?" Sasuke asked, voice hoarse. "How did you get this strong?" Naruto's expression became serious. "I died, over and over again. Every beating, every attack, every time someone tried to kill me, and they did, successfully, a lot. I came back stronger. I've been training with Guy Sensei for 4 years, learning the 8 gates, pushing my body past every limit. I've created thousands of clones and had them kill me in different ways just to build immunities. I don't sleep much because I'm either training or healing from training. That's how." He paused, then added, "But you don't need to do it my way, Sasuke. You've got the Sharingan, the clan techniques, natural talent I never had. Train smart, get stronger. I'll help you if you want." Sasuke was quiet for a long moment. Then, "Teach me the Shadow Clone Jutsu, the mass production version." Naruto glanced at Kakashi, who considered it and then nodded. "Okay," Naruto agreed, "but you need better chakra control first or you'll kill yourself trying." "Hinata, you want in on this training too?" Hinata nodded eagerly. "Yes, I want to get stronger like you, Naruto-kun." That was the first time she'd used the kun honorific, and Naruto noticed. So did Sasuke. So did Kakashi, whose eye crinkled in amusement. "All right then," Kakashi announced. "Looks like Team 7 is getting serious. Starting tomorrow, we're moving to C-rank missions, and I'm implementing special training for all 3 of you. Naruto, you'll teach Sasuke shadow clones. I'll work with Hinata on her Byakugan applications. And Sasuke, you're going to help Hinata with her taijutsu since you've got the Sharingan to break down movements." It was the beginning of Team 7 becoming more than just 3 genin assigned to the same jonin. It was the beginning of them actually becoming a team. Their first C-rank mission came 2 weeks later. Escort a bridge builder named Tazuna back to the Land of Waves and protect him while he completed construction of a bridge. "A bridge builder?" Sasuke asked skeptically. "Why does he need ninja protection?" "The Land of Waves is poor," Kakashi explained. "Bandits are common. We're insurance against any trouble during construction." Tazuna himself was a drunk old man who smelled like cheap sake and kept muttering about how young and useless they all looked. Naruto took an instant dislike to him, but kept his mouth shut. This was a mission. Professional behavior was required. They were half a day from Konoha when Naruto noticed the puddle. It hadn't rained in a week. The puddle was on a well-traveled road, and his enhanced senses picked up 2 distinct chakra signatures hiding in it. He caught Kakashi's eye and nodded toward the puddle. Kakashi's eye crinkled. He'd noticed too. This was a test to see how the genin handled an ambush. They walked past the puddle. Naruto counted down in his head. 3, 2, 1. 2 ninja emerged from the puddle, chain connecting their gauntlets, rushing toward Kakashi. "Kakashi-sensei! Duck!" Naruto called out. Kakashi did, more out of curiosity than need. The chain passed over his head. Naruto was already moving, bone protrusions erupting from his knuckles as he closed the distance to the first assassin. His punch caught the ninja in the chest. the bone spike punching clean through the man's armor and rib cage. The assassin died before he hit the ground. The second ninja, shocked by his partner's instant death, tried to redirect his chain toward Naruto. Hinata was faster. 8 trigrams, 32 palms. Her gentle fist technique struck the ninja's chakra points with precision, shutting down his ability to use jutsu. Sasuke finished him with a kunai to the throat. The whole ambush lasted maybe 7 seconds. Kakashi looked at his students with approval. Good job. Quick thinking, clean execution. Naruto, those bone things? Part of my abilities, Naruto said. Retracting the bone spikes. They come out when I need weapons. I see. Kakashi turned to Tazuna, who was pale and shaking. These were Chunin-level ninja, the Demon Brothers if I'm not mistaken. They don't hunt bridge builders. So, Tazuna-san, would you like to tell us the truth about why you need protection? Tazuna broke. The whole story came out. Gato, the shipping magnate who controlled the land of waves through economic tyranny and hired thugs. The bridge that would break Gato's stranglehold. The danger that exceeded a simple C-rank mission by several degrees. We should turn back, Sasuke said logically. This is obviously higher than C-rank. We're not being paid enough for this level of danger. But Naruto was looking at Tazuna, seeing the desperation in the old man's eyes, and he thought about what it meant to be weak and at the mercy of someone stronger. Thought about the villagers who tormented him, who'd beaten him, who tried to kill him. We keep going, Naruto announced. Gato sounds like a piece of trash who needs to be taken down. We'll protect you, old man, and help you build your bridge. Naruto, Kakashi started. I know it's above our pay grade. I don't care. We're ninjas. We protect people. That's the job. Hinata nodded in agreement. I'm with Naruto-kun. We should help. Sasuke looked between his teammates and sighed. Fine, but when we die, I'm blaming you, idiot. Kakashi smiled behind his mask. Well, since my team is in agreement, I suppose we continue. But be warned, if Gato has enough money to hire Chunin-level ninja, he might have hired stronger ones too. Stay alert. They continued toward the land of waves, and Naruto couldn't shake the feeling that this mission was going to be important. That something was waiting for them in that poor country that would change everything. He was right. The assassin struck when they were crossing the river to the land of waves. A massive sword came whirling out of the mist, spinning like a helicopter blade, aimed at Tazuna's neck. Naruto moved on instinct, jumping in front of Tazuna. The sword struck his shoulder, bit into flesh, stopped against bone that had hardened to steel-like density, and then bounced off. Naruto grabbed the sword out of the air with one hand and looked at where it had come from. A man stood on the water's surface, tall and broad, wrapped in bandages with his face masked. His chakra signature was massive, easily Jonin level. Well, the man said, voice rough. That's new. Nobody's ever caught Kubikir Bocho before. Who the hell are you, kid? Kakashi's expression went grim. Zabuza Momochi, demon of the hidden mist, A-rank missing nin. Zabuza's eyes widened fractionally behind his mask. Kakashi of the Sharingan. This job just got interesting. Naruto tossed the massive sword, it had to weigh over 100 pounds, back towards Zabuza. The missing nin caught it casually. You want interesting? Naruto asked, bone protrusions sliding out of his knuckles and shoulders. Let me show you interesting. Shadow clone jutsu. 100 Naruto clones appeared on the water's surface, all standing on it as easily as if it were solid ground. He'd learned water walking years ago. First gate, gate of opening, open. Second gate, gate of healing, open. Third gate, gate of life, open. 50 of the clones turned red as their power multiplied. Their chakra aura became visible, making the water around them ripple and steam slightly. Zabuza stared. Then he started laughing, a booming sound that echoed across the water. A genin who can open 3 gates and make shadow clones simultaneously, and you caught my sword with your shoulder? Kid, you're either the toughest brat I've ever met or the stupidest. Let's find out which. Hidden mist jutsu. Thick fog rolled across the water, reducing visibility to 0. Naruto couldn't see anything except white. His enhanced senses picked up movement all around him. Zabuza was repositioning constantly, using the mist as cover. Then the water beneath him erupted. Zabuza emerging with his sword aimed at Naruto's neck. The blade connected, cut through skin and muscle, severed Naruto's head from his shoulders. Zabuza blinked as the body didn't fall. Instead, it grinned at him, even as blood poured from the wound. "Got you," the decapitated Naruto said. 20 clones emerged from the water around Zabuza, all of them in third gate, all of them with bone weapons extended. "Leaf Hurricane! Leaf Whirlwind! Lion Combo!" The coordinated assault hit Zabuza from every angle. He substituted with a water clone at the last second, appearing 20 feet away, but 3 of the gate-enhanced clones were already there. Zabuza blocked the first punch. The second punch shattered his block and sent him skidding across the water. The third punch hit him in the ribs, and he felt something crack despite his immense durability. "What the hell are you made of?" Zabuza demanded, coughing. The headless Naruto's body walked over, picked up its head, and reattached it to the neck. The wound healed in seconds, flesh knitting together as if it had never been severed. "I'm Naruto Uzumaki," the now whole Naruto declared. "And I'm the guy who's going to kick your ass, believe it." Zabuza grinned beneath his mask. This was the most fun he'd had in months. Water style, water dragon jutsu, a massive dragon made of water rose from the river, roaring as it crashed toward Naruto and his clones. The attack was powerful enough to destroy a small building. Naruto didn't dodge. He took the hit head on, felt his body get crushed by the pressure, felt his bones break, felt himself drown as water forced its way into his lungs. He died for approximately 4 seconds. Then he stood up, completely unharmed, and walked out of the water dragon as it dispersed. "That won't work anymore," Naruto announced. "I'm immune to drowning now, and water pressure. Thanks for the upgrade." Zabuza's confidence faltered. This kid had just tanked his strongest jutsu and come back instantly, completely fine. What the hell was he? Fourth gate. Gate of pain. Open. Naruto's chakra exploded outward, the sheer pressure of it creating a crater in the water around him. His speed jumped to a level that made Zabuza's eyes widen. One moment Naruto was 30 feet away. The next, his fist was buried in Zabuza's stomach. The impact so powerful it lifted the much larger man off his feet and sent him flying backward across the water. Zabuza crashed into the far shore, leaving a crater in the rock. He tried to get up, coughing blood, and found Naruto standing over him. "You're strong," Naruto acknowledged. "Really strong. But I'm stronger. And I don't stay dead. So you can keep trying to kill me, or you can surrender and we can all walk away." Zabuza started laughing again, even as blood ran down his chin. "Kid, you remind me of what it means to be a real ninja. Not some corporate tool like I've become, working for scum like Gato. You've got fire, you've got power, you've got something worth protecting." He pushed himself to his feet, swaying but upright. "I surrender. You win, Naruto Uzumaki. But let me give you some advice. Don't let that power corrupt you. Don't become like me, selling your skills to the highest bidder and losing your soul in the process." 2 Senbon needles suddenly struck Zabuza's neck. He stiffened, falling forward, apparently dead. A masked ninja appeared on a nearby tree branch, wearing an Ambu-style mask. "Thank you for weakening Zabuza. I've been hunting him for some time." Kakashi's Sharingan, which he'd unveiled during the fight, focused on the newcomer. "Hunter ninja from the mist. But you're not here for Zabuza's bounty, are you?" The masked ninja picked up Zabuza's body and vanished in a swirl of water. Naruto frowned. "Those needles, they didn't kill him. They put him in a death-like state. That hunter ninja is working with Zabuza." "I noticed that too," Kakashi agreed, "which means we haven't seen the last of the Demon of the Mist. Good work, team. Naruto, you held your own against an A-rank ninja. I'm impressed." "Held my own?" Naruto grinned. "I beat him. He surrendered." "Fair point. Now let's get Tazuna home before anyone else tries to kill us." Tazuna's house was small but welcoming. His daughter Tsunami greeted them with gratitude for protecting her father, and her son Inari with sullen silence and suspicious glares. "Ninja," Inari muttered. "You'll just abandon us when things get tough. Heroes don't exist." Naruto, exhausted from opening the 4th gate and fighting Zabuza, didn't have the patience for cynicism. "Heroes do exist," he said flatly. "I know because I decided to become one, even though everyone in my village thought I was a monster. Even though they beat me, tried to kill me, treated me like garbage. I could have become bitter like you, could have let their hate turn me into something evil. But I didn't." Inari glared at him. "You don't know what it's like to lose someone important, to watch them die and be unable to do anything." Naruto's expression darkened. I've died over 2,000 times. I've felt every type of death imaginable. I know exactly what it's like to be powerless. The difference between us is that I chose to get stronger so I'd never be powerless again." He turned and walked out of the house, needing air, needing space. Hinata followed him quietly. They sat on the dock together, looking out at the half-completed bridge in the distance. "You're amazing, Naruto-kun," Hinata said softly. "You've been through so much, but you're still kind, still willing to help people. I admire that about you." Naruto looked at her, this shy girl who was slowly becoming confident, and smiled. "You're pretty amazing too, Hinata. You've got one of the strongest dojutsu in the world, and you're learning to use it better every day. Sasuke too. You guys are getting stronger. Soon you won't need me to protect you." "I'll always need you," Hinata whispered, blushing but meeting his eyes. "Not to protect me, but as a teammate, as a friend, as—" She trailed off, too embarrassed to finish. Naruto got the message anyway and felt his own cheeks heat up slightly. "Yeah," he said, "me too." They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sun set over the water, until Kakashi called them back for dinner. Zabuza attacked again a week later, as they'd predicted. This time he brought the fake hunter ninja, a boy named Haku with an ice-release bloodline. The battle took place on the unfinished bridge. Haku trapped Sasuke in an ice mirror technique, attacking from every angle with senbon needles. Sasuke's Sharingan could track the movements, but his body wasn't fast enough to dodge, until Naruto and Hinata arrived. "Sasuke, duck!" Naruto called out. "Multi-shadow clone jutsu." 1,000 Naruto clones flooded the bridge, overwhelming the ice mirrors through sheer numbers. Haku couldn't be in every mirror at once, couldn't defend against that many targets. First gate, gate of opening, open. Second gate, gate of healing, open. Third gate, gate of life, open. Fourth gate, gate of pain, open. 100 clones opened the fourth gate simultaneously, and the ice mirrors shattered from the chakra pressure alone. Haku stumbled out, shocked, as Sasuke emerged from the broken mirrors, battered but alive. "You fight for Zabuza," Naruto said to Haku. "I get that. Loyalty is important, but you're fighting for the wrong person. Zabuza works for Gato, and Gato is trash who enslaves entire countries." Haku's expression behind his mask was sad. "Zabuza-sama gave me purpose when I had none. I'll fight for him until the end." "Even if that end is today?" Naruto asked, not unkindly. Before Haku could answer, Zabuza's voice rang out from the other end of the bridge. "Haku, forget the kids! We need to leave now!" Gato had arrived with his army of thugs, and he just announced he was betraying Zabuza, planning to kill the injured ninja and take the bridge by force. "You were just a tool, demon," Gato sneered. "Did you really think I'd pay you after the job was done?" Zabuza started laughing, a terrible sound full of rage. "Kakashi, let's call a temporary truce. How about we kill this garbage together, then settle our differences?" Kakashi considered for approximately 2 seconds. "Works for me," but Naruto was already moving. Fifth gate, gate of limit, open. His power jumped to a level that cracked the bridge beneath his feet. The air around him shimmered from the heat his body was generating. His eyes locked onto Gato with pure predatory intent. "You enslave people," Naruto said, his voice resonating with power. "You terrorize the innocent. You abuse the weak because you think money makes you strong." He crossed the 100 feet between himself and Gato in less than a second. Gato's bodyguards tried to intervene. Naruto punched straight through the first one, his fist exiting the man's back in a spray of blood. The second one, he kicked so hard the body literally disintegrated from the impact. "Let me show you what real strength looks like," Naruto said, grabbing Gato by the throat and lifting him one-handed. "Please," Gato whimpered. "I have money. I'll pay you. Whatever you want." "I don't want your blood money," Naruto said coldly. Then he squeezed, and Gato's neck crumpled like paper. The crime lord's body fell to the bridge, very dead. His remaining thugs took one look at Naruto, covered in blood, eyes glowing with rage, bone protrusions extending from his knuckles and shoulders, and fled. Naruto closed the fifth gate and stumbled slightly. Using it still took a toll, still pushed his healing factor to its limits, but he'd killed the man who'd caused so much suffering, and he felt no remorse. Zabuza looked at Naruto with something like respect. "You're a demon, kid, but you're the good kind, the kind that protects instead of destroys." "I'm not a demon," Naruto said firmly. "I'm a ninja of Konoha, And I protect my precious people, no matter what it costs. Zabuza nodded slowly. Then you're already stronger than I ever was. Haku, we're leaving. This bridge is built. These people are free. Our job here is done, even if we won't get paid for it. Haku joined his master, and together they walked off the bridge, disappearing into the mist. Kakashi watched them go without trying to stop them. Some battles weren't worth fighting, and Zabuza had helped in his way, even if unintentionally. Come on, Kakashi said to his team. Let's go see the bridge finished. 2 weeks later, they stood on the now complete bridge as Tazuna unveiled its name. The Great Naruto Bridge, Tazuna announced. Named after the ninja who gave us hope, who showed us that strength can be used to protect instead of oppress. Naruto tried not to cry. He really did. But seeing his name in massive letters on a bridge that symbolized freedom and hope for an entire country, it was too much. Hinata hugged him without hesitation, and Sasuke clapped him on the shoulder with something that might have been pride. You did good, idiot, Sasuke said gruffly. Don't let it go to your head. Team 7 returned to Konoha as heroes, having completed a mission that had escalated far beyond its initial rank. The Hokage personally debriefed them, listening to Kakashi's report with growing amazement. Naruto opened the 5th gate, Kakashi reported. At 12 years old, he opened the 5th gate and survived with minimal damage. He also killed Gato personally, which I'm filing under acceptable casualties in defense of mission completion. Hiruzen puffed on his pipe, processing this information. The 5th gate. Might Guy can barely handle that for more than a few minutes, and he's been training for decades. Naruto's different, Kakashi said simply. You know that, Lord Hokage. His healing factor, his resilience, his sheer determination, he's not bound by normal limits. No, Hiruzen agreed. He's not, which means we need to be careful how we deploy Team 7 going forward. Other villages will hear about this, about the bridge, about Zabuza's defeat, about a Konoha Genin who can fight A-rank ninja. They'll want to test him, to see if the rumors are true. Let them come, Kakashi said with a dangerous edge to his voice. They'll find out the hard way that Naruto Uzumaki is not someone you want as an enemy. Hiruzen smiled. Despite everything, despite the danger, despite the complications this would cause politically, he was proud. Proud of Naruto for becoming strong, for staying true to his desire to protect, for proving that the Nine-Tails container was not a demon but a hero. Prepare Team 7 for the Chunin exams, Hiruzen ordered. If they're ready to fight A-rank ninja, they're ready to compete against other villages' best genin. It's time to show the world what Konoha's new generation can do. Kakashi saluted and left, already planning how to prepare his team for the trials ahead. In the village, Naruto Uzumaki ate his victory ramen, surrounded by his teammates and his sensei, completely unaware that his life was about to get far more complicated. Because the Chunin exams weren't just a test of skill, they were a stage. And Naruto was about to show the entire ninja world exactly what he was capable of. The unkillable demon of Konoha was about to make his debut on the international stage, and nothing would ever be the same again. The Chunin exams were held in Konoha that year, bringing genin teams from every major village. The atmosphere was tense but excited. This was a chance for villages to show off their rising stars, to send messages about their military strength, to form alliances or warn enemies. Team 7 arrived at the academy building where the first exam would take place and immediately drew attention. Is that them? Whispered a genin from the Cloud Village. The team that defeated Zabuza? The blonde one, another replied. Naruto Uzumaki. They say he can't be killed. Impossible. He's just a kid. Naruto ignored the whispers, walking with Hinata on one side and Sasuke on the other. Kakashi had already said his goodbyes, telling them to do their best and that he believed in them. They entered the exam room and found themselves facing a written test administered by Abiki Morino, the head of Konoha's torture and interrogation department. The test was designed to be nearly impossible, with questions even Jonin would struggle to answer. The real test was whether genin would cheat effectively without getting caught, showing their information gathering skills. Naruto looked at the first question and immediately knew he couldn't answer it legitimately. His academy education was spotty at best. He'd spent more time training with Guy than studying. So he did what came naturally. he created a microscopic shadow clone, so small it was invisible to the naked eye, and had it fly around the room reading other people's answers. The clone transmitted the information back through shared memories, and Naruto carefully wrote down the correct answers, making sure to add a few believable mistakes so it didn't look too perfect. Hinata, with her Byakugan, simply looked through the wall at the answers in the next room. Sasuke's Sharingan let him copy the pencil movements of the smartest person in the room. Team 7 passed the written exam with ease. The second exam took place in the Forest of Death, a survival exercise where teams had to collect both an Earth Scroll and a Heaven Scroll while surviving for 5 days in a forest filled with deadly wildlife and hostile genin teams. "This will be easy," Sasuke said confidently as they entered the forest with their Earth Scroll. "We just need to find a team with a Heaven Scroll and take it." Or, Naruto suggested, "we could find multiple teams and take all their scrolls, then trade them to other Konoha teams so more of our people pass." Hinata's eyes lit up. "That's actually really smart, Naruto-kun." They spent the first day hunting other teams. With Hinata's Byakugan for reconnaissance, Sasuke's Sharingan for combat analysis, and Naruto's overwhelming power, they were nearly unstoppable. The first team they encountered was from the Rain Village. 3 Chunin hopefuls who tried to ambush them. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 100 Naruto clones flooded the forest, overwhelming the Rain team before they could even use their jutsu. Sasuke and Hinata didn't even need to fight. "Thanks for the scroll," Naruto called cheerfully as the Rain team was dragged away by exam proctors having been eliminated. The second team was from the Sand Village. A boy with face paint and a puppet on his back, a blonde girl with a giant fan, and Gaara of the Sand. Naruto felt it immediately, the presence inside Gaara similar to the 9 tails inside himself. This boy was like him, a Jinchuriki, a container for a tailed beast. "Interesting," Gaara said, his eyes locked on Naruto. "You have one too, I can feel it, the demon inside you." "I'm not a demon," Naruto said calmly, "and neither are you. We're people who happen to carry tailed beasts. There's a difference." Gaara tilted his head, intrigued. "You don't hate it? The beast inside you. It's complicated, but hate won't make it go away, so I might as well accept it and move forward." For the first time in his life, Gaara looked uncertain. This boy, this Naruto Uzumaki, wasn't afraid of him, wasn't running or attacking, was just talking to him like an equal. "We should fight," Gaara said eventually. "I want to know which of us is stronger." "Later," Naruto promised. "In the tournament, I'll show you what I can do. For now, you guys can keep your scroll, though you seem like you'll make it to the finals anyway." Gaara's sister Tamari looked shocked. "You're just letting us go? Why not? We're all here to prove ourselves. Beating you now wouldn't prove anything, but fighting in front of everyone, showing the whole world what we can do, that'll be worth it." The Sand team left, and Sasuke rounded on Naruto. "Are you insane? We could have taken their scroll easily." "Probably," Naruto agreed, "but Gaara is strong. Really strong, stronger than any genin I've felt except me. I want to fight him when we're both at full power, not in some forest ambush." They collected 6 more scrolls over the next 4 days, giving away the extras to Konoha teams they encountered. By the time they reached the tower at the center of the forest, they'd helped 8 additional Konoha teams qualify for the next round. The preliminaries were held immediately after the second exam. Too many teams had passed, so they needed to cut the numbers down before the final tournament. The matches were randomized. Sasuke fought a genin from the Cloud Village and won decisively using his Sharingan and Lightning Jutsu. Hinata fought a girl from the Stone Village and emerged victorious through superior taijutsu. Then Naruto's name appeared on the board, matched against a Jonin from the Grass Village. Wait, not a Jonin. Something else. The Jonin came down to the arena floor, and Naruto's instincts screamed danger. This wasn't a grass ninja. The chakra signature was wrong, twisted, powerful in a way that set his teeth on edge. "Naruto Uzumaki," the figure said, voice androgynous and unsettling. "I've heard so much about you. The boy who can't die. I'm very interested in testing that claim." Then the figure's face melted, revealing pale skin, snake-like eyes, and a disturbing smile. Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin S-rank missing nin from Konoha and one of the most dangerous ninja alive. The proctor Hayate looked uncertain. This isn't a registered participant. It's fine, Naruto interrupted, eyes locked on Orochimaru. I'll fight anyone. Start the match. Hayate hesitated, then nodded. Begin. Orochimaru moved like water, impossibly fast, his hand aimed for Naruto's neck. The five-pronged seal he tried to apply would have suppressed Naruto's chakra completely. Naruto's hand caught Orochimaru's wrist mid-strike, stopping it cold. Bone protrusions erupted from Naruto's knuckles, piercing through Orochimaru's arm. You wanted to test if I can die? Naruto asked calmly. Let me save you the trouble. I can. I just come back angrier, so if you're planning to kill me, you better make sure I don't resurrect. Spoiler alert, I always do. He twisted Orochimaru's arm, snapping it at the elbow. The Sannin hissed in pain but didn't retreat. Fascinating, Orochimaru whispered. Your body, your power, I must have it. Summoning jutsu! A massive snake erupted from the ground, jaws wide enough to swallow Naruto whole. Naruto didn't dodge. He punched the snake in the roof of its mouth, and the creature's head exploded from the impact. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 1,000 Naruto clones filled the arena, all of them forming a unified attack pattern. First gate, gate of opening, open. Second gate, gate of healing, open. Third gate, gate of life, open. Fourth gate, gate of pain, open. Fifth gate, gate of limit. 100 clones opened the fifth gate simultaneously, and the arena floor cracked from the pressure. The spectators in the stands felt the chakra pressure like a physical weight. In the Jonin observation area, Guy's eyes widened. He opened the fifth gate. 100 clones in the fifth gate at once. That's impossible. Apparently not, Kakashi murmured, his Sharingan spinning as he tried to track the movements. The gate-enhanced clones moved as one, a coordinated assault that hit Orochimaru from every conceivable angle. The Sannin tried to substitute, tried to defend, tried to counter. He failed. The clones tore him apart, literally. Arms, legs, torso. Orochimaru's body was ripped to pieces in under 5 seconds. Then the pieces turned into mud. Substitution. The real Orochimaru appeared on the far side of the arena, looking shaken for the first time in decades. You're stronger than I anticipated, Orochimaru admitted. Perhaps too strong to take today. But we'll meet again, Naruto Uzumaki, and next time I'll be prepared. He tried to flee. Naruto was faster. Sixth gate, gate of view, open. Reality seemed to slow down as Naruto's perception accelerated to superhuman levels. He could see every molecule, every chakra particle, every possible escape route Orochimaru might take. He appeared behind Orochimaru, fist cocked back. Konoha Great Hurricane! The kick hit Orochimaru with enough force to create a sonic boom. The Sannin crashed through the arena wall, through the corridor behind it, and out into the village streets beyond. Naruto stood in the sixth gate, his body steaming from the heat, his muscles screaming in protest, but his healing factor already working to repair the damage. Match over, Hayate called, stunned. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. The arena was silent. Every ninja present, from Jinin to Hokage, stared at the 12-year-old boy who just beaten one of the legendary Sannin. Then the cheers started. The Konoha ninja were shouting his name, celebrating this impossible victory. The foreign ninja looked terrified, realizing that Konoha had a weapon they couldn't match. Naruto closed the gates and collapsed, exhaustion finally catching up to him. Kakashi was there in an instant, catching him before he hit the ground. You did it, Kakashi said quietly. You actually drove off Orochimaru. I'm proud of you, Naruto. Thanks, Sensei, Naruto mumbled, already half asleep. Did I win? You won. Now rest. You've earned it. As Naruto was carried to the hospital, the other Genin watched with new respect and fear. This wasn't just another competitor. This was something else entirely. This was the unkillable demon of Konoha, and he just announced his presence to the world. The finals of the Chunin exams were held a month later, giving participants time to train and recover. The stadium was packed with civilians and ninja from every village, all eager to see the Genin who defeated a Sannin. Naruto's match against Neji Hyuga was moved to the finals by popular demand. The crowds wanted to see the demon fight the prodigy. But first came Hinata's match against Neji, and that's where everything changed. Neji was cruel in his assessment of Hinata, calling her weak, talentless, destined to fail because of her gentle nature. Hinata tried her best, using every technique Naruto and Kakashi had taught her. But Neji was stronger, faster, more experienced. The match reached its conclusion with Neji's palm strike aimed at Hinata's heart, a killing blow disguised as a disable. Naruto was there before anyone could blink. His hand caught Neji's wrist an inch from Hinata's chest, stopping it completely. Neji tried to pull free, tried to use his chakra to force Naruto back. Nothing happened. Naruto's grip was like iron. "That's enough," Naruto said softly, dangerously. His eyes glowed red, not from the Nine Tails, but from his own rage. "You've made your point. Hinata fought well. Don't disrespect her by trying to kill her." Neji glared at him. "Get out of my way, dead last. This is between me and the main family." "I said," Naruto interrupted, his voice dropping to a growl that made Neji's blood run cold. "That's enough." He pushed Neji's arm away casually, with so little effort that it was insulting. Neji stumbled back, shocked at the strength difference. "Hinata isn't weak," Naruto continued, helping her to her feet. "She's one of the strongest people I know because she keeps fighting even when people like you tell her she's worthless. That takes more courage than you've ever shown." He turned to Hinata, his expression softening. "You did great. I'm proud of you." Hinata's eyes filled with tears, but they were happy tears. "Thank you, Naruto-kun." Neji watched this display of affection and felt his anger rise. "If you think she's so strong, then prove it. Fight me. Show me that strength you're so proud of." The proctor looked uncertain, but the crowd was already chanting for it. Naruto versus Neji, the demon versus the prodigy. "Fine," Naruto agreed, "but I'm not going to hold back, Neji. You wanted to see real strength? I'll show you the difference between us." The match was declared official. Hinata was escorted to the medical area. Naruto and Neji faced each other across the arena floor. "Begin," the proctor called. Neji activated his Byakugan immediately, analyzing Naruto's chakra network, looking for weaknesses. What he saw made him freeze. Naruto's chakra wasn't normal. It was massive, easily 100 times what a genin should have, and it was layered. There was his own chakra, blue and powerful. Then there was something else, something red and malevolent that could only be the Nine Tails. And beneath that, something Neji couldn't identify, a strange adaptive quality that seemed to shift and change as he watched. "Are you going to attack or just stare?" Naruto asked. Neji snapped out of his shock and charged, hands moving in the Hyuga's signature gentle fist style. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. His hands blurred, striking at Naruto's chakra points with precision that should have shut down anyone's chakra network. Naruto stood still and let every strike land. 64 hits to his chakra points, each one theoretically sealing his ability to use chakra. When Neji finished, breathing hard, Naruto smiled. "That tickled," he said. Then he formed a hand sign. "Multi-shadow clone jutsu." 1,000 Naruto clones appeared around the arena, completely ignoring the sealed chakra points. Neji's eyes widened in horror as he realized his technique had done nothing. "How?" Neji demanded. "I sealed your chakra points." "My body adapts," Naruto explained calmly. "You think I've never been hit with gentle fists before? I trained with Hinata for months. My chakra network learned to route around blocked points. Your technique doesn't work on me anymore." Neji's worldview was crumbling. The technique that had made him nearly unbeatable among genin was useless. "Now," Naruto said, "let me show you what real power looks like. First gate." "Wait," Neji called out. I surrender." The crowd went silent. Neji Hyuga, prodigy of the Hyuga clan, had surrendered without forcing his opponent to even open a single gate. "Why?" Naruto asked, genuinely curious. Neji looked at the 1,000 clones surrounding him, thought about what would happen if they all opened even the first gate, and knew he couldn't win. "Because I'm not stupid," Neji said quietly. "I can't beat you. No one here can. You're on a completely different level." Naruto dispelled his clones and walked over to Neji, offering his hand. "You're strong, Neji. Really strong. Don't let pride blind you to that, and don't let bitterness over fate corrupt you. You're better than that." Neji stared at the offered hand for a long moment. Then, slowly, he took it. The crowd erupted in cheers as the two genin shook hands, respect flowing between former enemies. Naruto's match against Gaara in the finals was the most anticipated fight of the entire tournament. Two Jinchuriki, two boys with demons inside them, facing off to prove who was stronger. The match started simple enough. Gaara's sand rose defensively, an automatic shield that had never been breached. Naruto walked forward casually. "Is that all?" Gaara asked, disappointed. I expected more from you. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 5,000 clones appeared, filling the entire stadium. The crowd gasped. No one had ever seen that many shadow clones in one place. First gate. Gate of opening. Open. All 5,000 clones opened the first gate. The pressure from their combined chakra made the air shimmer. Second gate. Gate of healing. Open. Third gate. Gate of life. Open. The clones turned red, their power multiplying beyond anything Gaara had faced. The sand tried to defend, tried to keep them at bay. It wasn't enough. The clones punched through Gaara's sand defense like it was tissue paper, overwhelming his ultimate defense through sheer numbers and power. Within seconds, Gaara was buried under a mountain of gate-enhanced Naruto clones. Stop! Gaara's sand began to shift, his tailed beast starting to emerge. I'll kill you all, I'll show you my true power. Naruto dispelled all his clones except the original, who stood calmly as Gaara's transformation began. The one-tailed Shukaku was starting to manifest, sand forming into a monstrous shape. You want to show your true power? Naruto asked. Okay, me too. Fourth gate, gate of pain, open. Fifth gate, gate of limit, open. Sixth gate, gate of view, open. The arena floor cracked and shattered as Naruto's power exploded outward. His body became a blur of motion, moving faster than most people present could track. He appeared in front of the emerging Shukaku and punched it in the face. The tailed beast's transformation stopped, reversed, as the force of the blow knocked Gaara unconscious inside the sand construct. The one-tail's manifestation collapsed, and Gaara fell to the arena floor, defeated. Naruto closed the gates and stood over his fallen opponent, breathing hard but victorious. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. The proctor announced. The crowd went absolutely wild. Chants of Naruto, Naruto echoed through the stadium, and for the first time in his life, Naruto heard his name being cheered rather than cursed. He looked up at the Hokage's box, where Hiruzen was standing and applauding, pride evident on his aged face. Naruto had done it. He'd won the Chunin exams. He'd proven himself to the entire ninja world. But the celebration was short-lived. An explosion rocked the stadium as Sound and Sand Ninja attacked, launching their invasion of Konoha. The crowd panicked, civilians running in every direction as Ninja appeared on the rooftops. Naruto, Kakashi called out, appearing beside his student. Orochimaru is here. He's going after the Hokage. I need you to. Protect the old man, Naruto finished. I'm on it. He didn't wait for confirmation. Bone protrusions extended from his body as he charged toward the Hokage's box, where he could see 4 ninja erecting a barrier around Hiruzen. Naruto crashed into the barrier with the 6th gate still active, and the barrier shattered from the impact. The 4 sound ninja maintaining it were thrown backward, 2 of them dying instantly from the feedback. Naruto, Hiruzen called out, relief in his voice. Thank the gods you're. Get back. Old man, Naruto interrupted, his eyes locked on Orochimaru, who stood in the center of the box with that unsettling smile. This snake and I have unfinished business. How delightful, Orochimaru purred. The little demon comes to play, but I'm afraid you're too late. Summoning jutsu, impure world reincarnation. 3 coffins rose from the ground, and Naruto felt his blood run cold as they opened. The first Hokage, the second Hokage, and the 4th Hokage emerged, their eyes blank and lifeless, resurrected as immortal zombies under Orochimaru's control. Naruto stared at the 4th Hokage, Mino Namikaze, the man who'd sealed the 9 tails inside him. The man who was, though Naruto didn't know it yet, his father. These are your opponents, Orochimaru announced. The 3 strongest Hokage in history, under my control. Can even you defeat them, little demon? Naruto looked at the 3 legendary ninja, at the 3rd Hokage who was already moving to defend, at Orochimaru who thought he'd won. Then Naruto smiled, and it was a terrifying expression. Let's find out, he said. 7th gate, gate of wonder, open. The release of power was cataclysmic. The entire rooftop exploded, the building beneath them cracking from the pressure. Naruto's body became wrapped in a blue aura of chakra so intense it became visible to everyone in the village. This was the gate that turned a human into a weapon of mass destruction. The gate that gave access to techniques that could level mountains. The gate that should have killed any normal ninja who opened it. But Naruto wasn't normal. He never had been. Daytime Tiger! He compressed air into the shape of a tiger with a single punch, and the technique roared toward the reincarnated Hokage with enough force to destroy everything in its path. The first and second Hokage were caught in the blast, their bodies disintegrating into ash before regenerating seconds later. The fourth Hokage dodged, moving with the speed that had earned him the title Yellow Flash, and counterattacked with a Flying Thunder God technique that should have teleported him behind Naruto for an instant kill. Naruto caught Minato's wrist mid-strike without even turning around. His perception in the seventh gate was so enhanced that he could see the chakra markers before Minato even teleported. "Nice try," Naruto said, "but I'm faster." He threw Minato into the second Hokage hard enough that both bodies exploded from the impact. They'd regenerate. Impure world reincarnation made them essentially immortal, but it bought time. "Lord Hokage," Naruto called to Hiruzen, "get everyone to safety. I'll handle Orochimaru and his zombies." "Naruto, you can't fight them alone." "I can, and I will, trust me." Hiruzen looked at this 12-year-old boy who'd opened the seventh gate, who was fighting 3 Hokage simultaneously and holding his own, and made a decision. He trusted Naruto. The boy had earned that much. "Anbu," Hiruzen commanded. "Evacuate the civilians. Jonin, form defensive perimeters. Naruto will hold this position." As the Konoha forces mobilized, Naruto faced off against the 3 reincarnated Hokage and Orochimaru, his body screaming in protest from the seventh gate, but his determination absolute. The first Hokage formed hand signs. Wood style, deep forest emergence. Massive trees erupted from the rooftop, thick and strong enough to crush buildings. Naruto punched straight through them, his seventh gate strength shattering wood that should have been indestructible. The second Hokage countered with water jutsu. Water style, water severing wave. A pressurized stream of water, thin as a blade and powerful enough to cut through steel, shot toward Naruto's neck. It struck him, cut through his throat, severed his head from his shoulders. Naruto died for approximately 2 seconds. Then his body adapted, his head reattached with a wet snap, and he opened his eyes with murderous focus. "That's new," he said, his voice rough but functional. "Thanks for the immunity to decapitation." The second Hokage's reincarnated eyes showed surprise, and Orochimaru laughed from his position at the edge of the rooftop. "Magnificent," Orochimaru exclaimed. "You really can't be killed permanently. Your body just adapts to whatever destroys it. I must have you, Naruto Uzumaki. You'll make the perfect vessel for my immortality." "Not interested," Naruto shot back. "Multi-shadow clone jutsu." Even in the seventh gate, even with his body breaking down from the stress, he created clones. Not thousands this time, his chakra was being drained too fast for that, but 100 solid ones that immediately spread out to engage the reincarnated Hokage. "You all open the seventh gate too," Naruto commanded his clones. "Are you insane?" one clone yelled back. "That'll kill all of us instantly." "So, we'll come back. Do it." The clones, being him, understood the logic. If they died from the seventh gate strain, they'd resurrect with their bodies adapted to handle it better. The original Naruto would gain that adaptation when they dispelled. All 100 clones opened the seventh gate simultaneously. The resulting explosion of chakra destroyed the entire roof of the stadium. Civilians screamed as debris rained down, but the Jonin were ready, using jutsu to shield the crowds. The clones lasted approximately 10 seconds before their bodies disintegrated from the strain. But in those 10 seconds, they hammered the reincarnated Hokage so hard that even with infinite regeneration, the zombie ninja couldn't keep up. When the clones dispelled, their memories and adaptations returned to Naruto. He felt his body shift, adjust, become more resistant to the seventh gate's damage. He could hold it longer now. Fight harder. Push further. "Fourth Hokage," Naruto said, focusing on Minato. "I don't know who you were in life, but you deserve better than being a puppet. I'm sorry, I have to destroy you." He launched himself at Minato with speed that surpassed the Yellow Flash at his prime. His fist connected with Minato's chest, and the fourth Hokage's body exploded into ash that immediately began regenerating. But Naruto wasn't done. He formed a technique he'd been developing in secret, combining the Rasengan he'd learned from studying the fourth Hokage's techniques with his own power. Seventh Gate Rasengan. The spiraling sphere of chakra in his palm was massive, easily the size of a small car, compressed and refined by the seventh gate's power. He slammed it into the regenerating fourth Hokage, and the technique didn't just destroy Minato's body, it scattered the very chakra that was holding the impure world reincarnation together. Minato's soul, freed from the jutsu, looked at Naruto with clear eyes for just a moment. He smiled, mouthed the words, "I'm proud of you," and faded into the afterlife. Naruto felt something break inside him, some connection he didn't understand, but there was no time to process it. The first and second Hokage were still attacking, still under Orochimaru's control. He repeated the process with both of them, using the seventh gate Rasengan to free their souls. Within minutes, all three Hokage had been sent back to the Pure Land, their souls at peace. Orochimaru stood alone, facing a 12-year-old boy who just defeated 3 legendary ninja, and for the first time in his long life, the Sannin felt genuine fear. "You're a monster," Orochimaru whispered. "No," Naruto corrected, his voice resonating with power. "I'm a ninja of Konoha, and you attacked my home. You tried to kill my Hokage. You threatened my precious people." He started walking toward Orochimaru, each step cracking the ground beneath him. "For that, I'm going to make sure you never threaten anyone again." Orochimaru tried to run. He used every technique in his arsenal: substitution, summoning, transformation, body replacement. But Naruto was faster, stronger, more determined. The final confrontation lasted less than a minute. Naruto grabbed Orochimaru by the throat, his bone protrusions extending to pierce through the Sannin's body in a dozen places. "You wanted my power," Naruto said quietly. "You wanted to use me as a vessel. But I'm not a tool. I'm not a weapon. I'm a person who chooses to protect others, and you'll never understand that." He closed his fist, and Orochimaru's body crumpled, bones shattering, organs rupturing. The Sannin's eyes went wide with pain and shock as he felt his life ebbing away. But Orochimaru had prepared for death. His soul attempted to flee, to jump to a new vessel using his immortality techniques. Naruto's other hand shot out, wrapped in seventh gate chakra, and grabbed Orochimaru's escaping soul. "Where do you think you're going?" Naruto asked. It shouldn't have been possible. Souls weren't physical. They couldn't be touched by normal means. But Naruto had died over 2,000 times. He'd been to the edge of death and back so many times that the barrier between life and death was thin for him. He could touch things that shouldn't be touchable. He squeezed, and Orochimaru's soul shattered like glass, scattering into nothingness. No reincarnation. No body hopping, no second chances. Orochimaru the Sannin, one of the most dangerous ninja in history, was truly and permanently dead. Naruto closed the seventh gate and collapsed, his body finally giving out. He'd been in the gate for over 10 minutes, far longer than should have been survivable, and the damage was catastrophic. His muscles were torn, his bones fractured, his internal organs failing. He died on that rooftop, surrounded by the wreckage of his battle, and came back 3 seconds later, his body adapted and stronger than ever. Kakashi was there when Naruto opened his eyes, along with Hiruzen and half the Jonin in the village. "You did it," Kakashi said, his voice thick with emotion. "You defeated Orochimaru. You saved the village." Naruto tried to speak, found his throat too dry, and just nodded. "The invasion is over," Hiruzen added, kneeling beside his surrogate grandson. The Sound and Sand forces retreated when word spread that Orochimaru was dead. "You ended the war almost before it began, Naruto. You're a hero." Naruto looked around at the assembled ninja, seeing respect and admiration in their eyes instead of fear and hatred. For the first time in his life, the village was looking at him like he was something good. "Just doing my job," Naruto managed to croak out. "Then, is everyone okay? Hinata? Sasuke? The villagers?" "Everyone is fine," Hiruzen assured him. "Thanks to you. Now rest. You've earned it." As Naruto was carried to the hospital, the village of Konoha began to understand that their demon container wasn't a demon at all. He was their guardian, their protector, their future Hokage, and the ninja world would never be the same. 1 month after the invasion, Naruto Uzumaki was promoted to Chunin in a special ceremony. Hinata and Sasuke were promoted as well, with Kakashi proudly pinning their new vests on each of them. But Naruto's promotion came with something extra, a personal commendation from the Fire Daimyo himself for services to the land of fire. "You've done what many thought impossible," the Daimyo said during the ceremony, speaking to the assembled ninja and civilians. You protected your village against overwhelming odds. You defeated one of the legendary Sannin. You've proven that true strength comes not from hatred or fear, but from the desire to protect those precious to you. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Naruto felt tears running down his face. Happy tears. After the ceremony, Team 7 gathered at Ichiraku Ramen, their favorite spot to celebrate. So what's next? Sasuke asked between bites. We're Chunin now. What kind of missions do we get? Harder ones, Kakashi said cheerfully. B rank minimum, maybe some A ranks if you keep progressing at this rate, which means more training. Good, Naruto said with his typical grin. I want to master the 8th gate. If I can open it and survive through adaptation, I'll be unstoppable. Kakashi's visible eye went serious. Naruto, the 8th gate kills anyone who opens it. Even you might not come back from that. Maybe, Naruto acknowledged. But I've died over 2,000 times and always came back. I have to at least try. How else am I going to be strong enough to protect everyone? Hinata reached over and took Naruto's hand, blushing but determined. You don't have to do everything alone, Naruto-kun. We're your team. We'll get stronger too. Together. Sasuke nodded in agreement. What she said, you're not the only one who wants to be powerful. I've got my own goals, and I need to be strong enough to achieve them. Naruto looked at his teammates, these people who become so important to him, and smiled. Together then, he agreed. Team 7 will become the strongest team in ninja history. That's the spirit. Guy appeared out of nowhere, tears streaming down his face. My student and his team, burning with the flames of youth. It's too beautiful. Kakashi, our students will surpass us. They already have, Kakashi said quietly, looking at Naruto with pride. As the sun set over Konoha, Team 7 sat together, eating ramen and planning their future. They didn't know what challenges lay ahead. The Akatsuki, the coming wars, the threats that would emerge in the years to come. But they knew one thing for certain. As long as they had each other, as long as Naruto Uzumaki stood as their indestructible center, they could face anything. The unkillable demon of Konoha had found his purpose. He'd found his precious people, and he would protect them with every resurrection, every adaptation, every gate-enhanced punch, because that's what heroes did. And Naruto Uzumaki was finally, truly, the hero he'd always dreamed of becoming. The legend was just beginning. Part 2 would bring new challenges, new powers, new threats that would push Naruto to open the 8th gate and beyond. Would bring romance, tragedy, triumph, and the ultimate test of his immortal nature. But that's a story for another time. For now, Team 7 celebrated their victory, their promotion, and their bond, a bond that would prove stronger than death itself. Naruto stood in the Hokage's office, having been summoned for a private meeting. Hiruzen sat behind his desk, looking older than Naruto had ever seen him. Naruto, the 3rd Hokage began, there's something you need to know. Something about the 4th Hokage and why he chose you to be the Nine-Tails container. Naruto listened as Hiruzen explained the truth. That Minato Namikaze was his father, that Kushina Uzumaki was his mother, that they'd sacrificed everything to save the village and seal the Nine-Tails inside their newborn son. When the story ended, Naruto was silent for a long moment. So my dad was a hero, he finally said, and he trusted me to carry the Nine-Tails, to protect the village like he did. Yes, Hiruzen confirmed. Naruto smiled, but there were tears in his eyes. I wish I could have met them, told them I understand, that I don't blame them for what they did. I think, Hiruzen said gently, that when you freed your father's soul during the invasion, he saw what you become, and he was proud. I saw it in his eyes before. Naruto nodded, processing this. Then he stood straighter, his expression determined. I'll keep protecting this village, Naruto declared. I'll become Hokage, just like my dad. And I'll make sure everyone knows that the 4th Hokage's son is worthy of his legacy. Hiruzen smiled through his own tears. He already knows, Naruto. He already knows. As Naruto left the office, the 3rd Hokage looked out over the village, thinking about the future, about the boy who couldn't die, who'd become the village's greatest protector, who carried the will of fire in his unkillable heart. Konoha's future had never looked brighter. And in the afterlife, Minato and Kushina watched their son walk through the village he'd saved, pride and love swelling in their eternal hearts. Their sacrifice hadn't been in vain. Their son was going to change the world, and the ninja world would never be the same. The morning after the ceremony, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument, looking out over the village as the sun rose. He'd been promoted to Chunin, recognized as a hero, finally accepted by the people who'd once tried to kill him, but he felt empty. 2,347 deaths. He'd counted them all, remembered every single one. The beatings from villagers when he was 5, the poisonings, the accidents that weren't accidents, the training deaths with Guy, drowning, burning, crushing, bleeding out, the self-inflicted deaths to build immunities, the deaths in combat against Zabuza, against Orochimaru, against the resurrected Hokage. Each one made him stronger. Each one made him more isolated. Because how could he tell anyone? How could he explain that he died more times than most people had lived years? That his body was a patchwork of adaptations earned through violent death? That sometimes when he closed his eyes, all he saw was darkness and the sensation of resurrection pulling him back? Naruto-kun? He turned. Hinata stood behind him, her Byakugan deactivated, concern evident in her expression. She'd started seeking him out like this, finding him when he was alone, when the weight of his secrets made him withdraw. "Hey, Hinata," he said, forcing his usual grin. "What are you doing up so early? I could ask you the same thing." She came to stand beside him, looking out at the village. "You've been different lately, since the invasion. More distant." He wanted to tell her. God, he wanted to tell someone, but the words wouldn't come. How could they? She'd think he was a monster. She'd be right. "Just thinking about what comes next," he said instead. "We're Chunin now. Stronger missions, more responsibility. I need to get even stronger to protect everyone." "You're already the strongest person I know," Hinata said softly. "You defeated Orochimaru. You can open the 7th gate. You saved the entire village. When will it be enough, Naruto-kun?" "Never," he admitted, the honesty surprising even himself. "Because no matter how strong I get, people I care about can still die. You can still die. Sasuke can still die. The old man can still die, and I can't let that happen." Hinata reached out and took his hand, her fingers warm against his scarred knuckles. "Then we'll get stronger together. You don't have to carry everything alone." He looked at her. This girl who'd been weak once, who'd been told she was worthless by her clan, who'd fought beside him and Sasuke and become one of the most formidable kunoichi in the village. She didn't know his secret, but she knew his pain. She understood the need to protect precious people. "Together," he agreed, squeezing her hand. They stood like that as the sun rose fully, two Chunin who'd seen too much violence, who'd grown too strong too fast, finding comfort in each other's presence. What Naruto didn't see was Sasuke standing in the shadow of the monument's base, watching them with complicated emotions warring across his face. Respect for his teammates' strength, frustration at the impossible gap between them, determination to find his own path, and something else, a fierce protectiveness for the two people who become more important to him than vengeance ever was. Team 7 was changing, growing, becoming something the ninja world had never seen before, and the real test was just beginning. 3 months passed. Team 7 took B-rank missions exclusively, clearing them with such efficiency that Tsunade, who'd become the 5th Hokage after Hiruzen's retirement following the invasion injuries, started assigning them A-rank work usually reserved for Jonin teams. They'd become legendary. The unkillable demon, the last Uchiha and the Byakugan princess. Villages requested them by name. Enemy ninja fled rather than face them. Their mission success rate was perfect, but perfection bred complacency in their enemies, and complacency led to mistakes. The Akatsuki made their first move on a gray morning when Team 7 was returning from a mission in the Land of Rivers. They just eliminated a group of missing nin terrorizing villages along the border. Standard A-rank work that they'd completed in under 6 hours. Naruto felt the presence first, his enhanced senses picking up 2 massive chakra signatures approaching fast. "Contact," he announced calmly, stopping on the tree branch. 2 targets, extremely high chakra levels, coming from the northeast. Hinata's Byakugan activated immediately. "I see them. 2 males. They're wearing cloaks with red clouds. Akatsuki?" Sasuke's Sharingan, now 3 Tomoe after months of intense training with Kakashi, spun to life. The organization hunting Biju. They're here for Naruto. Obviously, Naruto said with a grin that was more feral than friendly. Let's see what they've got. The two Akatsuki members landed on branches facing them. One was tall and blue-skinned with a massive sword strapped to his back, Kisame Hoshigaki, the monster of the hidden mist. The other was shorter with black hair and eyes that made Sasuke's breath catch. Itachi, Sasuke whispered, his voice filled with an emotion Naruto couldn't identify. Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke's brother. The man who'd slaughtered the Uchiha clan and left Sasuke alive. The target of Sasuke's revenge for years, until Naruto's overwhelming presence had forced him to reconsider what revenge meant. Little brother, Itachi acknowledged, his voice emotionless. You've grown, and you found strong companions. We're not here for family reunions, Kasame interrupted cheerfully. We're here for the Nine-Tails brat. Hand him over and we'll let the other two live. Naruto laughed, a sound that made Kasame's grin falter slightly. You want me? Come take me. But fair warning, I've been wanting to fight someone strong for weeks now. You guys better not disappoint. Naruto, Hinata said quietly, her Byakugan analyzing both Akatsuki members. Their chakra levels they're both at least high Jonin level. Kasame's chakra rivals a Biju in Itachi's eyes. Mangekyo Sharingan, Sasuke finished, his fists clenched. The pinnacle of the Uchiha bloodline, the same eyes he used to kill our parents. Then this should be fun, Naruto declared. Hinata, you support. Sasuke, you take your brother. I'll handle the shark. Naruto-kun, you can't. Trust me, Naruto interrupted, meeting her eyes. I've got this. We all do. We're Team 7. We don't lose. Kasame unwrapped his sword, Samehada, the chakra-eating blade. Confident kid. Let's see if you can back that up. The battle exploded into motion. Kasame charged Naruto, Samehada swinging in a devastating arc. Naruto didn't dodge. He let the blade hit his shoulder, felt it try to drain his chakra, and grinned as the sword recoiled. What the? Kasame's eyes widened as Samehada actually retreated from Naruto's chakra. Samehada won't eat your chakra? That's impossible. Your sword is alive, right? Naruto asked casually, bone protrusions sliding from his knuckles. It can probably sense that eating my chakra is a bad idea. The Nine-Tails chakra is corrosive to most things, and my own chakra has unique properties. He didn't mention that he died to chakra-draining techniques 17 times during training, building immunity to them. Samehada's refusal to touch his chakra was a byproduct of that adaptation. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 100 clones appeared, all of them charging Kasame from different angles. The Akatsuki member grinned, forming hand signs. Water style, water shark bomb jutsu. A massive shark made of water erupted from his mouth, crashing into the clone army and destroying dozens. But the remaining clones adapted their approach, using the destruction as cover. First gate, gate of opening, open. Second gate, gate of healing, open. 20 clones opened 2 gates, their speed doubling. They hit Kasame from all sides, bone protrusions extending, fists enhanced by gate-boosted strength. Kasame blocked and parried with Samehada, but the pressure was immense. Each clone hit like a battering ram. Each strike forced him back. You're strong, Kasame acknowledged, breathing harder. But let me show you what real power looks like. Water style, great exploding water colliding wave. He expelled an ocean's worth of water from his mouth, transforming the forest battlefield into a massive lake. The water crashed outward, drowning everything, and Kasame's form shifted as he merged with it. Naruto's clones were swept away. The original Naruto sank beneath the surface, water forcing its way into his lungs. He felt drowning start to claim him, an old familiar death, but he died to drowning 43 times. Water couldn't kill him anymore. He opened his eyes underwater, completely unbothered by the lack of air, and saw Kasame's shark-like form rushing toward him. The Akatsuki member's speed in water was incredible, surpassing anything on land. Naruto caught Kasame's punch underwater, his grip unbreakable even in the aquatic environment. Third gate, gate of life, open. The gate's release created a shockwave that parted the water around them. Naruto's fist, wreathed in red chakra, slammed into Kasame's stomach with enough force to send the Akatsuki member rocketing backward through his own technique. Kasame emerged from the water, coughing blood, shocked. You can breathe underwater? And fight in it? What are you? I'm Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto declared, walking on the water's surface as the massive lake began draining away. And I'm going to kick your ass. While Naruto fought Kasame, Sasuke faced his brother, Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan spun, and suddenly Sasuke was trapped in Tsukuyomi, the ultimate genjutsu that could torture victims for what felt like days in a fraction of a second. But Sasuke had trained for this, had prepared for facing his brother's eyes. His own three-tomo Sharingan flared, and he channeled lightning chakra through his entire body. Lightning style, current disruption. The electrical current disrupted the genjutsu's hold, shattering the illusion. Sasuke emerged from Tsukuyomi after only a few subjective minutes, his eyes blazing with determination. Impressive, Itachi acknowledged. You've grown stronger than I expected. I had good teachers, Sasuke replied, forming hand signs. Fire style, great fireball jutsu. The massive fireball rushed toward Itachi, who countered with his own fire technique. The two balls of flame collided, creating an explosion of heat and light. Sasuke used the cover to close distance, his hand crackling with lightning. Chidori! The lightning blade pierced toward Itachi's heart. At the last second, Itachi's body transformed into crows, a substitution technique, and reformed several yards away. You've learned the Chidori, Itachi observed. Kakashi taught you well, but can you use it effectively? Let me show you, Sasuke growled. Hinata, her role as support, enhanced everyone's perception with information from her Byakugan. Naruto-kun, Kasame is forming hand signs for another water jutsu. 3 o'clock. Sasuke-kun, Itachi's preparing Amaterasu, the black flames that never extinguish. Dodge left. Her voice was calm, controlled, providing tactical data that allowed both her teammates to fight optimally. But she wasn't just support. When one of Kasame's water clones tried to flank Naruto, she intercepted. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Her gentle fist struck the water clone's chakra network, disrupting it so thoroughly that the clone collapsed back into water. She'd become fast enough, skilled enough, to hold her own against Jonin-level threats. Kakashi had trained her well. Naruto's constant pressure to improve had pushed her past her limits, and her love for both her teammates had given her strength she never knew she possessed. Hinata! Naruto's voice rang out. Get clear! I'm going to end this! She leaped back without hesitation, trusting him completely. Naruto faced Kasame across the water, both of them battered but still standing. The Akatsuki member had proven tough, far tougher than Zabuza had been. His chakra reserve seemed limitless, his techniques devastating, his combat experience vast. But Naruto had advantages Kasame couldn't counter. 4th gate, gate of pain, open. 5th gate, gate of limit, open. The power surge cracked the water beneath Naruto's feet. His chakra became visible, a red aura mixing with blue as the Nine Tails now power responded to the gate opening. You're insane, Kasame breathed. Opening the 5th gate at your age should kill you. Probably, Naruto agreed. But I'm hard to kill. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 1,000 clones appeared on the water's surface, all of them radiating gate-enhanced power. Each clone opens the 5th gate too. Kasame's expression went from confident to terrified in an instant. 1,000 5th gate clones. The amount of chakra, the amount of destructive force, it was beyond anything he'd ever faced. Water style, 1,000 hungry sharks. His desperate technique created an army of water sharks, each one powerful enough to kill a Jonin. They crashed into the clone army, destroying hundreds. But hundreds remained, and they moved with terrifying synchronization. Uzumaki Naruto barrage. The remaining clones hit Kasame from every angle simultaneously. Fists enhanced by the 5th gate, bone protrusions extending like spears, attacks coordinated with inhuman precision thanks to the hive mind nature of shadow clones. Kasame's defenses shattered. His body was pummeled, stabbed, broken. Samahata tried to defend him, but even the sentient sword couldn't handle the overwhelming assault. When the barrage ended, Kasame collapsed into the water, unconscious and bleeding from dozens of wounds. Naruto closed the 5th gate and stumbled slightly, exhaustion tugging at him. But he'd won. Sasuke's battle with Itachi had reached its climax. The brothers faced each other, both breathing hard, sharing and spinning in both sets of eyes. You've improved, Itachi said, and for the first time, there was something in his voice besides cold neutrality. You're no longer the weak little brother I left behind. I'm not that scared child anymore, Sasuke agreed. I've found something stronger than revenge, something worth protecting instead of something to destroy. Itachi's eyes widened fractionally. You've chosen a different path. Naruto showed me that strength without purpose is meaningless, that protecting people matters more than killing them. You're still my target, Itachi, but not because I hate you, because I want to prove I've surpassed you, that I've become strong enough to protect my team, my village, my future. For a long moment, Itachi was silent. Then he deactivated his Mangekyo Sharingan. I see, he said quietly. Then our battle can wait for another day, little brother. When you're truly ready to face me, we'll settle this. Running away? Sasuke challenged. Kasame is defeated, Itachi observed, glancing at where Naruto stood over the unconscious Akatsuki member. Continuing this fight would be pointless. We came for the Nine Tails, but your teammate proved too strong. We'll withdraw and report to our leader. He moved to Kasame's side, pulling the larger man's body from the water. With a final look at Sasuke, Itachi vanished in a swirl of crows. Sasuke wanted to chase him, to finish the confrontation. But Naruto's hand on his shoulder stopped him. Let him go, Naruto said. He's right. You're not ready yet, but you will be. We'll train harder, get stronger, and next time you'll beat him on your own terms. Sasuke looked at his teammate at the absolute confidence in Naruto's eyes and nodded. Next time, he agreed. Hinata joined them, her Byakugan confirming the Akatsuki had truly left. That was intense. Kasame's chakra was enormous, and Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. We handled it, Naruto said with his usual grin. That's what we do. We're Team 7. We face impossible odds and win anyway. You nearly opened the 6th gate, Hinata pointed out, concern evident. Naruto-kun, those techniques are dangerous even for you. I'm fine, he assured her. I always am. What he didn't say was that he'd felt his body dying from the 5th gate strain, felt his organs beginning to fail, and had deliberately pushed himself to the edge, because dying and resurrecting from gate-induced damage would make his body more resistant to it. Each near-death experience made him stronger. It was a calculated risk he'd taken hundreds of times before, but he couldn't tell them that. Could never tell them that. So he just smiled and started walking back toward Konoha, his team following beside him, all of them stronger and more bonded than ever. Behind them, the battlefield was scarred and flooded, evidence of the battle between Team 7 and the Akatsuki. It was the first of many such confrontations, and with each one, Team 7 would prove why they were becoming the most feared unit in the ninja world. The report to Tsunade was tense. You engaged 2 Akatsuki members, the 5th Hokage said, her voice carefully controlled. S-rank missing nin known for hunting Biju, and you fought them to a standstill. Actually, we won, Naruto corrected cheerfully. I knocked out Kasame. Sasuke would have beaten Itachi if he hadn't run away. Tsunade's eye twitched. She'd been Hokage for 3 months and was still adjusting to having Jinin, no Chunin, who could fight S-rank threats. Kasame Hoshigaki's chakra levels are comparable to a tailed beast, she said. He's defeated Jonin teams single-handedly, and you beat him using the 5th gate and shadow clones. Yep, Naruto agreed. Though I could have gone higher if I needed to. The 5th gate wasn't even my limit. Kakashi, standing beside Tsunade's desk, looked like he'd aged 10 years. Naruto, you can't just casually mention opening higher gates. The 6th gate is survivable, Naruto interrupted. I've opened it before. I can handle it. And the 7th? Tsunade asked sharply. I opened it against Orochimaru, Naruto reminded her. Took out 3 reincarnated Hokage and killed a Sannin. I think that proves I can use it effectively. Tsunade exchanged a look with Kakashi. What do we do with this boy who's already surpassed most of our Jonin? The Akatsuki will come again, Tsunade said finally. They want Naruto for the Nine Tails. We need to be prepared. Kakashi? I'm authorizing you to take Team 7 on active Akatsuki hunting missions. If they're going to target Naruto anyway, we might as well strike first. Akatsuki hunting? Sasuke perked up. We get to track down S-rank missing nin? You just fought 2 of them, Tsunade pointed out dryly, and apparently won. So yes, Team 7 is now authorized for S-rank missions involving Akatsuki members. But her voice became stern. You will not engage without backup unless absolutely necessary. You will report all sightings, and you will not, under any circumstances, take unnecessary risks. She looked directly at Naruto on that last part. Define unnecessary, Naruto said with a grin. Naruto, Hinata whispered, elbowing him gently. Fine, he relented. We'll be careful, but if they attack us, we're fighting back. I wouldn't expect anything less, Tsunade admitted. Dismissed. And Naruto, try not to die out there. If only she knew how impossible that request was. Team 7's first official Akatsuki hunting mission came 2 weeks later. Intelligence suggested that another pair of Akatsuki members were operating near the Land of Wind's border, possibly seeking information on Gaara's location. Gaara had become Kazekage of the Sand Village after proving himself during the Chunin exams and the aftermath. He and Naruto had developed a strange friendship, two Jinchuriki who understood each other's isolation. "We protect Gaara," Naruto said as they traveled toward the border. "He's like us, a weapon his village tried to control, someone who just wants to be acknowledged. He nearly killed you during the exams," Sasuke pointed out, "and I nearly killed him back. That's how we bond." Hinata smiled softly. "You see the good in people, Naruto-kun, even when they try to hurt you." "Everyone deserves a chance to change," Naruto said seriously. "Gaara got his chance. Now we make sure he keeps it." They found the Akatsuki pair 3 days later, Deidara and Sasori, the art duo. Deidara's explosive clay creations and Sasori's puppet mastery made them a formidable combination. The battle took place in a canyon, rocky terrain that gave no advantage to either side. "Oh," Deidara exclaimed when he saw them. "The Nine-Tails Brat and his team, this will be a beautiful battle, yeah!" He threw clay birds that exploded with devastating force. Sasuke countered with lightning jutsu. His chakra nature provided advantage against Deidara's earth-based explosives. Sasori's 100-puppet technique flooded the canyon with mechanical warriors, each armed with poisoned weapons and hidden traps. Hinata's Byakugan tracked them all, calling out weak points, and Naruto charged straight at both Akatsuki members, his usual lack of subtlety working perfectly, because he was nearly indestructible. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 500 clones swarmed the canyon, overwhelming Sasori's puppets through sheer numbers. Some clones detonated Deidara's explosives prematurely. Others grabbed Sasori's puppets and tore them apart with enhanced strength. 3. Deidara shouted, creating his largest explosive, a clay statue that fell toward the canyon with enough destructive force to level everything for miles. "Naruto!" Hinata screamed. "I've got it!" Naruto yelled back. "Fourth gate, gate of pain, open." He jumped to meet the falling explosive, fist cocked back. His punch connected with the clay statue and the resulting explosion consumed him completely. Sasuke and Hinata felt the shockwave, saw the massive for a horrible moment thought their teammate was gone. Then Naruto walked out of the smoke, completely unharmed, grinning like a maniac. "That tickled," he announced. Deidara's jaw dropped. "My art? It did nothing? Impossible." "I'm immune to explosions," Naruto explained casually. He didn't mention the 67 times he died to various explosive techniques while building that immunity. "Fire doesn't work on me either. Lightning resistance is pretty high. Your attacks literally can't hurt me." He'd adapted, evolved, become immune through endless death and resurrection. "Then I'll use a technique you can't adapt to," Sasori declared, his true body emerging from the puppet shell. Iron Sand World Method. Magnetic iron sand filled the canyon, forming into massive weapons, spears, swords, crushing fists, all moving with Sasori's chakra. Naruto let the iron sand pierce through his body. Dozens of spears punched through his torso, his limbs, his neck. He should have died instantly. Instead, he grabbed the iron sand constructs and pulled, yanking Sasori toward him with tremendous force. Fifth gate, gate of limit, open. His fist, wreathed in gate-enhanced chakra, slammed into Sasori's puppet body and shattered it. The Akatsuki member's real body, preserved as a living puppet, was exposed. "How are you still alive?" Sasori demanded. "I pierced your heart, your lungs, your spine." "Yeah, that happens sometimes," Naruto said, pulling the iron sand spears out of his body. The wounds closed almost instantly, his healing factor working overtime. "I'm hard to kill, really hard." He died to puncture wounds 894 times. His body had adapted to seal injuries faster, to prevent fatal blood loss, to keep functioning even with massive trauma. Sasori couldn't know that. No one could. "Retreat," Sasori called to Deidara. "This target is too dangerous." "But my art," Deidara started. "Retreat now!" The two Akatsuki members fled, leaving behind destroyed puppets and scorched earth. Team 7 stood victorious, having driven off another pair of S-rank threats. "You were pierced dozens of times. Hinata said quietly, her Byakugan having seen every injury. I saw the spears go through your heart. You should be dead. Nine Tails' healing factor, Naruto lied smoothly. It's stronger than most people realize. I'll be fine by tomorrow. Sasuke studied him with his Sharingan, seeing the chakra network already perfect and whole, showing no sign of the catastrophic damage from minutes ago. You're not normal, Sasuke said, not accusingly, just stating fact. Never claimed to be. Naruto replied with his usual grin. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, future Hokage, and the strongest ninja in the world. Normal would be boring. They returned to Konoha with another successful mission. Another pair of Akatsuki members defeated. Another set of wounds that healed impossibly fast. And Hinata's concern grew, because her Byakugan had seen something during that battle. Something she couldn't explain. For just a moment, when those iron spears pierced Naruto's heart, his chakra had vanished completely. He'd been dead. Then it had come back, stronger than before, and his body had healed. But death didn't work like that. Dead was dead. Unless Naruto Uzumaki wasn't bound by the same rules as everyone else, she didn't voice her suspicions. Not yet. But she started watching him more carefully, her Byakugan active during training and missions, observing his impossible resilience, and slowly, terrifyingly, she began to understand that the boy she loved was something far stranger than anyone knew. 6 months passed. Team 7 hunted Akatsuki across 3 countries, driving off members, gathering intelligence, becoming a nightmare for the organization hunting Biju. They'd fought Hidan and Kakuzu, the immortal duo, and Naruto had proved more immortal than both. Hidan's death curse techniques failed because Naruto just resurrected. Kakuzu's multiple hearts couldn't match Naruto's literally unkillable nature. They'd encountered Konan in Pain briefly near the Rain Village. And that battle had been different. Pain's Rinnegan gave him abilities that actually challenged Team 7, forcing them to retreat for the first time. Those eyes, Sasuke had said afterward, they're beyond even the Mangekyo Sharingan, legendary dujutsu that shouldn't exist. We'll train harder, Naruto had declared. Next time we face him, we'll win. And they had trained, obsessively, dangerously. Sasuke developed new lightning techniques, pushing his Sharingan toward Mangekyo evolution. Hinata mastered forbidden Hyuga techniques, her gentle fist becoming lethal instead of just disabling. Kakashi taught them combination attacks, teamwork strategies, everything he knew. And Naruto died, not in battle, not from enemies. He died in training, deliberately, systematically, building immunities and adaptations. He let Sasuke's Chidori pierce his heart, died, resurrected, became more resistant to lightning. He let Hinata seal his chakra network completely, died when his heart stopped without chakra flow, resurrected, adapted so his heart could function independently. He drowned in water prisons, burned in fire techniques, was crushed by earth jutsu, sliced by wind blades, dying to a thing his teammates could throw at him, coming back stronger each time. They didn't know he was dying. They thought he was just incredibly tough, that his healing factor was that good. Only Kurama knew the truth. The 9 Tails had been sealed inside Naruto for 13 years now. He'd witnessed countless resurrections from inside the seal, felt the moment Naruto's life force vanished, and then returned changed. Kid, Kurama said one night when Naruto meditated in the seal space, we need to talk about what you are. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto replied, standing before the massive fox. Future Hokage. You're something else, something that shouldn't exist. You die and return stronger. Each death makes you more, not human. I'm still human, Naruto said firmly. I bleed. I feel pain. I love my teammates. That makes me human. You've died 2,631 times. Kurama's voice was quiet. I've counted. Each death leaves a mark on your soul. Eventually, those marks will change you into something you can't come back from. Then I'll deal with that when it happens, Naruto said. Until then, I keep getting stronger, keep protecting people, keep moving forward. At what cost? Whatever it takes. Kurama was silent, his massive eyes studying the boy who become his container and somehow his friend. The others are starting to notice, Kurama warned. The Hyuga girl especially. Her Byakugan sees too much. I know, Naruto admitted, but I can't tell them. How could they understand? They'd think I was a monster. You are a monster, Kurama said bluntly, but so am I. And I've learned that monsters can still care about people, can still be heroes. Your teammates won't abandon you if they learn the truth. Maybe, Naruto said, but I'm not ready to test that theory. He left the sealed space and woke in his apartment, alone with his secret and the weight of thousands of deaths pressing down on him. The next morning, Team 7 assembled for another mission, and Naruto smiled, joked, trained with his teammates like everything was normal, because that's what heroes did. They carried their burdens so others didn't have to. The intel came from an unexpected source, Jiraiya, Naruto's godfather and one of the legendary Sannin. Jiraiya had been investigating the Akatsuki for months, gathering information on their leader and their plans. What he discovered chilled him to the core. They're going to attack the Sand Village, Jiraiya reported to Tsunade with Team 7 present. Their leader, Pain, is personally leading the assault to capture Gaara. Gaara? Naruto's voice went cold. They're targeting Gaara? The one-tailed Jinchuriki, Jiraiya confirmed. Pain's Rinnegan gives him power that rivals the Sage of Six Paths himself. If he captures Gaara, he won't, Naruto interrupted, standing. We leave now. Team 7 deploys to the Sand Village immediately. Naruto, you can't just, Tsunade started. Gaara is my friend, Naruto said, and his chakra flared unconsciously, the nine tails responding to his emotion. He's someone precious to me. I don't abandon precious people. Sasuke stood as well. Team 7 moves together. If we're going, we go now. Hinata rose, activating her Byakugan. I'll scout ahead as we travel. We can reach the Sand Village in 12 hours if we push ourselves. Tsunade looked at her best jonin, her most powerful team, and made the call. Go, she ordered. Save the Kazekage, and Naruto, bring everyone back alive. Always do, Naruto promised. Team 7 vanished in a blur of motion, moving faster than most jonin could track. Naruto created shadow clones to scout ahead, using their sensory abilities to find the fastest route. Hinata's Byakugan tracked terrain and threats. Sasuke's Sharingan analyzed their path for optimal efficiency. They moved as one unit, perfectly synchronized after years of working together. 6 hours into their journey, they encountered another team heading the same direction, Team Guy. Rock Lee Tenten and Neji Hyuga under Might Guy's leadership had also been deployed as backup. Naruto, Lee shouted enthusiastically. We race to save our fellow youth. The power of springtime shall prevail. No time for races, Naruto said grimly. Pain is S-rank plus. We need to hit him fast and hard before he can extract the one tail. Then let us move with maximum efficiency, Guy declared. Team 7 take point. Team Guy will follow. The two teams raced across the desert, leaving trails of dust in their wake. They arrived at the Sand Village to find it under assault. Pain's Six Paths technique gave him 6 bodies, each with different abilities, all controlled by a single consciousness. They were systematically destroying the village's defenses. Split up, Kakashi ordered, arriving with another Jonin team. Each body needs to be neutralized. No, Naruto countered. That's what he wants. 6 separate fights means he controls the battlefield. We focus on finding the real body, the one controlling the others. The real body will be hidden, Neji said, his Byakugan active, somewhere outside the village, controlling these puppets. Then I'll draw him out, Naruto declared. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. 3,000 clones flooded the village, engaging all 6 Pain bodies simultaneously. The sheer numbers forced Pain to split his attention, defending against attacks from every direction. Hinata, find the real Pain with your Byakugan, Naruto commanded. Sasuke, be ready to hit him with everything you've got when she locates him. Everyone else, keep the 6 paths busy. The battle exploded across the Sand Village. The Devapath Pain tried to use Almighty Push, a technique that repelled everything in a massive radius. Naruto's clones were thrown back like toys, hundreds destroyed instantly. But thousands remained, adapting their approach. They attacked from outside the push radius, using ranged techniques. They sacrificed themselves to create openings for others. The Ashura Path launched missiles and laser blasts. Naruto dodged some, tanked others, his body adapting to each new form of attack. The human path tried to rip out a clone's soul. The clone died instantly, but dispelled before the technique completed, denying Pain information. The animal path summoned massive creatures, a rhino, a bird, a multi-headed dog. Sasuke countered with his own summons, serpents taught to him by Kakashi, and the battlefield became a clash of summoned beasts. The Preta path absorbed chakra, making it nearly immune to ninjutsu. Guy and Lee engaged it with pure taijutsu, their speed and strength overwhelming its defensive capabilities. The Naraka path provided support, healing damaged bodies, and interrogating captured enemies. Tenten and Neji worked together to pin it down, preventing it from restoring the other paths. And through it all, Hinata's Byakugan searched. She extended her vision to the limit, scanning kilometers around the village. Past buildings, through mountains, across desert plains, their cave system 5 kilometers north. A figure sitting in meditation, chakra receivers extending from his body to the 6 paths fighting in the village. Red hair, familiar chakra signature. I found him, Hinata called out. 5 kilometers north. It's Nagato, and he's with someone, a woman with blue hair. Yahiko's body, controlled by Nagato, the leader of Akatsuki, the true pain. On it, Naruto created a single clone that immediately opened gates. 4th gate, gate of pain, open. 5th gate, gate of limit, open. 6th gate, gate of view, open. The clone's speed became nearly teleportation level. It crossed 5 kilometers in seconds, crashing into the cave like a meteor. Nagato and Konan, his childhood friend and guardian, barely had time to react before the clone was on them. Naruto Uzumaki, Nagato said calmly, his emaciated body connected to the chakra receivers. I knew you would come, the 9 tails container who cannot die. You hurt my friend, the clone said, voice resonating with gate-enhanced power. You attacked his village. You tried to take his Biju. Now you deal with me. You cannot defeat a god, Nagato replied. I have suffered more than you can imagine, lost everything, transcended humanity itself through this pain. What can you possibly do against that? I can show you what real suffering looks like, the clone growled. 7th gate, gate of wonder, open. The release of power collapsed the cave. Conan's paper techniques attempted to restrain the clone, but it tore through them like tissue. Nagato commanded the 6 paths to return, to defend him. Too slow. The clone grabbed Nagato by the throat, and for the first time, the self-proclaimed god felt genuine fear. You talk about pain like you're the only one who's experienced it, the clone said. I've died 2,631 times. I've felt every type of death imaginable. I've suffered more than you could comprehend, and I chose to protect people anyway. That's the difference between us. The clone's fist, wreathed in 7th gate chakra, drew back, then stopped. Because Naruto, the real Naruto who'd been fighting in the village, felt something through the clone's connection. Nagato's pain was real. His suffering was genuine. He'd lost everything, been manipulated, had turned into a weapon by someone else. He was like Naruto might have become, if not for Team 7, if not for Kakashi, Hinata, Sasuke, if not for choosing to protect instead of destroy. No, the real Naruto said in the village, and the clone heard him. Don't kill him, bring him back. The clone in the 7th gate could have ignored that command, could have finished Nagato, could have eliminated the threat permanently, but it was still Naruto, still someone who believed in redemption. The clone grabbed Nagato and Konan both, using its 7th gate speed to return to the village in seconds. It threw them down in front of the assembled Konoha and Sand Ninja. Your leader, the clone announced. Nagato, the real pain. He controls the 6 paths from a distance. The 6 bodies immediately collapsed, their connection severed as Nagato's focus broke. Gaara, wounded but alive, his Biju still inside him, looked at his fallen attacker. Why attack us? Gaara asked. What do you hope to accomplish? Nagato, defeated and exhausted, met Gaara's eyes. Peace through power. A world that understands pain and rejects war. That was our goal. Peace through fear isn't peace, Naruto said, the clone dispelling as the real Naruto approached. It's just delayed conflict. Real peace comes from understanding, from choosing to protect each other, from becoming stronger than our pain instead of being consumed by it. He extended his hand to Nagato. You wanted to change the world. So do I. But we don't have to be enemies. We can both work toward peace, real peace, without hurting more people. Nagato stared at the offered hand, at the boy who defeated him while barely into his teens, who spoke with certainty about peace that Nagato had lost decades ago. You're naive, Nagato said quietly. The world isn't that simple. Maybe, Naruto acknowledged, but I'd rather be naive and keep trying than give up and become what you became. So what's it going to be? You going to keep trying to destroy everything? Or you going to help me build something better? Konan watched this exchange, seeing something she hadn't seen in years, uncertainty in Nagato's eyes, hope fighting against cynicism. Your teammate, Nagato said, looking at Hinata. Her Byakugan saw my truth. Why didn't you kill me immediately when you had the chance? Because killing you doesn't fix anything, Naruto replied. It just creates more pain, more people seeking revenge, more cycles of hatred. I want to break that cycle, not continue it. Nagato looked at this boy who preached peace while having the power to destroy nations, who'd opened the seventh gate and chosen mercy over murder, who'd suffered thousands of deaths if his claim was true, and still believed in redemption. Rin rebirth, Nagato whispered. Nagato, no! Konan protested. That technique will kill you. I know, Nagato said calmly, but perhaps this boy is right. Perhaps there's a better way. He formed hand signs, his chakra flaring one last time. Outer path, Samsara of heavenly life technique. The jutsu activated, targeting all the sand ninja who died in Pain's assault. Their souls were pulled back from the pure land, their bodies healing, their lives restored. It was the ultimate revival technique, one that cost the user their life. Nagato's body began to crumble, his chakra exhausting completely, his life force fading. You showed me something I'd forgotten, Nagato said to Naruto as he died. That strength can be used for protection instead of destruction. That someone who suffered can still choose kindness, that there's still hope in this world. He smiled, a real smile for the first time in decades. Thank you, Naruto Uzumaki. You would have made a fine student. His body turned to ash, his soul departing peacefully. Konan knelt beside the remains of her friend, tears streaming down her face. He believed in you, she said to Naruto. In the end, you reminded him of the boy he used to be, before the pain consumed him. I'm sorry I couldn't save him, Naruto said quietly. You did save him, Konan replied. You saved his soul, if not his body. That's more than anyone else could have done. She stood, forming paper wings. I'll take his remains to the Rain Village, to the place where he dreamed of peace. And I'll remember that dream. Keep working toward it. Perhaps someday, your version of peace will succeed where ours failed. She flew away, carrying Nagato's ashes, leaving behind an Akatsuki that had lost its leader. The aftermath of the Sand Village battle was complicated. Gaara survived, his Biju intact, his village saved by Konoha's intervention. The alliance between Sand and Leaf strengthened significantly. Team 7 had defeated Pain, the leader of Akatsuki, and driven off the organization. The threat of Biju hunting decreased significantly, but intelligence gathered from captured Akatsuki members revealed something terrifying. There was someone behind Akatsuki, someone manipulating events from the shadows, someone with the power to start a war that would engulf the entire ninja world. Madara Uchiha, Jiraiya reported grimly, or someone claiming to be him. He's been orchestrating everything. The Akatsuki, the Biju hunting, Pain's assault. It's all part of a plan called the Moon's Eye. The Moon's Eye? Sasuke questioned. A genjutsu cast on the entire world, Jiraiya explained, using the combined power of all 9 Biju to create a technique that would trap everyone in an illusion. Perfect peace through perfect control. That's insane, Hinata breathed. That's why we need to stop him, Naruto declared. Before he can gather the Biju, before he can start this war. But they were too late. The Fourth Shinobi World War began 3 months later, when the fake Madara, actually Obito Uchiha in disguise, declared war on all 5 nations and resurrected an army of dead ninja using forbidden jutsu, 100,000 white Zetsu clones, thousands of resurrected ninja, including legendary figures from every village, and Obito himself, wielding the Rinnegan and controlling the Ten Tails. It was the largest conflict in ninja history, and Team 7 would be at its center. The allied shinobi forces assembled, 80,000 ninja from every village, united against a common threat. Gaara commanded one division, Kakashi led another. The 5 Kaji coordinated strategy, and Team 7 was designated as a special strike force, operating independently to target high-value threats. Your job, Tsunade briefed them, is to eliminate reanimated S-rank ninja, the legendary fighters that Kabuto has resurrected. Only you 3 have the power to face them. We'll handle it, Naruto said confidently. The war began at dawn. Team 7 deployed to the main battlefield, where the White Zetsu army clashed with the allied forces. Naruto immediately created 10,000 shadow clones, each one opening the first gate, overwhelming entire battalions of Zetsu. Sasuke's Sharingan had finally evolved to Mangekyo after intense emotional growth rather than tragedy. He'd unlocked it protecting Naruto and Hinata during the pain battle. His Amaterasu black flames incinerated Zetsu by the hundreds. Hinata's Byakugan provided battlefield awareness for entire divisions, her tactical information allowing allied forces to counter enemy movements before they happened. But the true test came when the reanimated ninja appeared. Zabuza Momochi, resurrected and bound by Kabuto's control, Haku at his side, both forced to fight against their will. Naruto, Zabuza said, his voice filled with regret, "I don't want to fight you, but I can't control my body." "Then I'll free you," Naruto replied. Just like before. The battle was brief but intense. Naruto didn't hold back, opening the fifth gate immediately and overwhelming both resurrected ninja with power they couldn't match. But instead of destroying them, he sealed them using techniques Jiraiya had taught him, seals that bound the reanimation jutsu, releasing their souls. "Thank you," Zabuza said as his soul faded. "You've become something incredible, kid. Make sure you use that power right." "I will," Naruto promised. They moved across the battlefield, encountering legendary ninja resurrected by Kuto's forbidden technique, the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. The Gold and Silver brothers, Kinkaku and Ginkaku, who'd once wielded the 9 tails of chakra, Chiyo of the sand, Asuma Sarutobi. Each battle was emotional, fighting heroes forced to become enemies. Each victory was bittersweet, freeing souls that should have remained at peace. And through it all, Team 7 fought as one perfect unit. Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan abilities, Amaterasu and Kagutsuchi, allowing him to control black flames with precision, cleared entire sections of the battlefield. His Susanoo, the spectral warrior that manifested from his Dujutsu, protected his teammates from attacks that would have killed lesser ninja. Hinata's Byakugan evolved during the war, developing the ability to see chakra at the molecular level, allowing her to disrupt techniques before they fully formed. Her gentle fist could now target not just chakra points, but the chakra itself, unraveling jutsu through precise strikes. And Naruto was unstoppable. He fought for 3 days straight without rest, his clones numbering in the tens of thousands, each one a force multiplier that turned the tide in dozens of battles. He opened the 6th gate casually, the 7th gate when needed, pushing his body to limits that would kill anyone else. He died 17 times during the first week of war, killed by a massive jutsu that vaporized his body. Resurrected 90 seconds later, immune to that specific technique, poisoned by a legendary toxin that had no antidote. Died, came back, the poison no longer affecting him, decapitated by a perfectly executed strike. Resurrected with his head reattached, his adaptation preventing similar attacks from succeeding. Each death made him stronger. Each resurrection demonstrated his impossible nature to anyone paying attention. And Hinata was paying attention. Her Byakugan witnessed every death, saw his chakra vanish completely, watched him return, changed, improved. On the 8th night of the war, she confronted him. They were alone in a medical tent, Naruto recovering from a particularly brutal fight against the 2nd Mizukage. Hinata entered quietly, her expression serious. "Naruto-kun," she said, "we need to talk about what you are." He looked up at her, seeing the knowledge in her eyes, and felt his heart sink. "Hinata, I've seen you die," she interrupted. "Not almost die. Actually die. I watched your chakra disappear completely. Your heart stopped. Your brain activity ceased. You were dead. And then you came back. This has happened multiple times during the war. How?" Silence. Naruto considered lying, considered deflecting, but he was tired. So tired of carrying the secret alone, and if anyone deserved the truth, it was Hinata. "I resurrect," he said simply. "Every time I die, I come back, stronger, more immune to whatever killed me. I've died over 2,000 times in my life. Maybe 3,000 now. I've lost count." Hinata's hands trembled. "Since when?" "Since I was a kid. The first time was when villagers beat me to death when I was 5. I died, and I woke up minutes later, completely healed. It's been happening ever since." "And you never told anyone?" "Who would believe me?" Naruto asked. "Who would accept it? I'd be even more of a monster than they already thought. So I kept it secret, trained in private. died hundreds of times to build immunities, to get stronger, to become powerful enough to protect everyone. Hinata was silent for a long moment, processing this revelation. Then she moved closer, sitting beside him. "You're not a monster," she said firmly. "You're the bravest person I know. You've suffered so much, died so many times, and you still fight to protect others. That's not monstrous. That's heroic. You don't think it's wrong?" Naruto asked quietly. "That I've been dying deliberately, using death as a training tool?" "I think it's terrifying," Hinata admitted, "and sad and lonely, but I understand why you did it. You wanted to be strong enough to protect your precious people, to never lose anyone. That's who you are, Naruto-kun." She took his hand, her fingers warm against his scarred knuckles. "Does anyone else know?" "Kurama knows. He's been sealed inside me for all of this, but no one else. Not Kakashi, not Sasuke, not the Hokage, just you." "Then I'll keep your secret," Hinata promised. "I won't tell anyone. But Naruto-kun, please be more careful. I know you come back, but watching you die it's horrible. Even knowing you'll resurrect, it still terrifies me every time." "I'll try," Naruto said. "But in this war against these enemies, I might have to die a lot more before it's over." "Then I'll be there when you come back," Hinata said. "Every time. I'll make sure you're not alone when you resurrect." Naruto looked at her. This gentle, kind girl who'd learned his darkest secret and didn't flinch, who promised to stand by him even knowing what he was, and felt something break inside him. He pulled her into a hug, holding her tight, and for the first time in years he cried. Not from pain, not from death, from relief, from gratitude, from finally having someone who knew the truth and didn't run away. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for accepting me." "Always," Hinata whispered back. "I've loved you since we were children, Naruto-kun. Learning this doesn't change that. It just makes me love you more for how strong you've had to be." They stayed like that, holding each other while the war raged outside, two people finding comfort in honesty. Sasuke found them like that an hour later. He paused in the tent entrance, seeing his two teammates embracing, and felt something complex in his chest, not jealousy, understanding. His team was bonding in ways he couldn't quite reach, but that was okay. They were still Team 7, still his precious people. He cleared his throat. "We've got movement on the Eastern Front, reanimated Kage incoming. Tsunade wants us to handle it." Naruto and Hinata separated, both wiping their eyes. "Let's go," Naruto said, his usual confidence returning. "Time to put down some legends." Team 7 moved out, stronger and more unified than ever, because now two of them knew Naruto's secret. And that shared knowledge, that absolute trust, made them even more formidable. The battle against the reanimated Kage was the most difficult fight Team 7 had faced. The third Raikage, with his lightning armor that made him nearly invulnerable. The second Tsuchikage, with his particle style that could disintegrate anything. The second Mizukage, with his infinite explosions and illusions. The fourth Kazekage, with his gold dust manipulation, 4 Kage-level opponents, all with infinite chakra due to the reanimation, all forced to fight at full power. "We split up," Sasuke commanded, his Mangekyo sharing and analyzing the battlefield. "I'll take the Raikage. Hinata, you handle the Tsuchikage. Naruto." "I'll fight all 4 at once," Naruto interrupted. "What, Naruto? Even you can't." "Multi-shadow clone jutsu, Sage Mode." Naruto had learned Sage Mode during the war, mastering it in hours through the shadow clone training method. 500 Sage-empowered clones appeared, each one radiating natural energy. "Fourth gate, Gate of Pain, open." "Fifth gate, Gate of Limit, open." Half the clones opened gates, combining Sage power with gate enhancement. The resulting chakra pressure was like standing next to a tailed beast. "Sasuke, Hinata, provide support," Naruto called out. "I'm going all out." Sixth gate, Gate of View, open. 100 clones opened the sixth gate, their bodies wrapped in blue auras, moving at speeds that even Kage struggled to track. The battle became a whirlwind of techniques. The third Raikage's lightning armor clashed with Naruto's gate-enhanced strength. The second Tsuchikage's particle style disintegrated clones, but thousands remained. The second Mizukage's explosions consumed entire sections of the battlefield. The fourth Kazekage's gold dust tried to bind and crush. Naruto adapted to everything. The particle style disintegrated his clones, so he learned to dodge it with Sage Mode sensing. The lightning armor was impenetrable, so he hit it with enough force to bypass durability through sheer power. The explosions killed him twice, so he resurrected immune to them. The gold dust crushed him once, so he came back with strength enough to shatter it. Sasuke's Amaterasu burned the second Mizukage, the black flames negating his infinite explosions. Hinata's Byakugan found weak points in the third Raikage's armor, allowing Naruto to target them. Team 7's coordination was perfect, each member supporting the others flawlessly. Seventh gate, Gate of Wonder, open! Naruto opened the seventh gate, and the battlefield transformed. His speed became nearly instantaneous. His power jumped to levels that cracked the earth with each step. His chakra pressure created windstorms. Daytime Tiger! The compressed air technique shaped like a tiger roared toward all four Kage simultaneously. The attack was so powerful it vaporized the second Mizukage, shattered the fourth Kazekage's defenses, and actually damaged the third Raikage's lightning armor. The second Tsuchikage tried to use particle style to counter, but Naruto was already behind him, fist cocked back. Sage Art, Ultra Big Ball Rasengan. The massive spiraling sphere, enhanced by Sage power and seventh gate strength, obliterated the Tsuchikage's body. One by one, the Kage fell. Their reanimated bodies couldn't regenerate fast enough to counter Team 7's coordinated assault. Their legendary techniques were overwhelmed by Naruto's impossible power. When the battle ended, 4 Kage were sealed, their souls freed from Kabuto's control. Your strength surpasses even ours, the third Raikage said as his soul faded. You've achieved power that rivals the Sage of Six Paths himself. Use it wisely, young one. I will, Naruto promised. He closed the seventh gate and collapsed, exhaustion finally catching up. Hinata was there immediately, her healing chakra flowing into him, supporting his recovery. Sasuke stood watch, his Susanoo active, protecting them both while Naruto recovered. We're getting close, Sasuke said, to ending this war. I can feel it. The fake Madara is still out there, Hinata reminded him, and the real Madara has been resurrected too. We'll face them eventually. Good, Naruto said, forcing himself to stand despite his exhaustion. Because I'm ready to end this, to stop the cycle of hatred, to create real peace. Then let's finish this war, Sasuke declared. Team 7 together. Together, Hinata agreed. Together, Naruto confirmed. They moved toward the war's climax, 3 Chunin who'd become legends, ready to face the ultimate evil and change the ninja world forever. The final battlefield was a wasteland. Madara Uchiha, the real Madara, resurrected through forbidden techniques, stood at one end. Obito Uchiha, calling himself Tobi, the fake Madara, stood beside him. Both wielded the Rinnegan. Both controlled portions of the Ten Tails. Against them, the allied shinobi forces, battered and exhausted from weeks of war, and Team 7. This is it, Naruto said, standing with his teammates as they faced the 2 most dangerous ninja in history. We win here, the war ends, we lose, the world falls into infinite genjutsu. No pressure, Sasuke said dryly, his Mangekyo Sharingan active. We don't lose, Hinata stated with quiet confidence. We're Team 7. We never lose. Madara laughed, a booming sound that echoed across the battlefield. Children, you face gods and you think teamwork will save you. I've lived over a century. I've fought the first Hokage. I've wielded power you cannot comprehend. What can 3 Genin possibly do against me? We're not Genin anymore, Naruto replied. We're legends, and we're about to prove it. Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. Sage Mode. 10,000 Naruto clones appeared, all in Sage Mode, all radiating natural energy. The chakra signature was so massive it rivaled the Ten Tails itself. Madara's expression shifted from amusement to intrigue. Interesting. More chakra than I expected, but still insufficient. We'll see about that. Kurama, let's go. Finally, the 9 Tails growled from within the seal. Let's show these wannabe gods what real power looks like. Golden chakra erupted from Naruto, forming the 9 Tails chakra mode, a cloak of Biju chakra that transformed him into a miniature version of Kurama. His power jumped exponentially. Biju mode plus Sage mode plus shadow clones, Naruto declared. Let's add one more ingredient. 4th gate, Gate of Pain, open. 5th gate, Gate of Limit, open. 6th gate, Gate of View, open. 7th gate, Gate of Wonder, open. He opened the 7th gate while in full Biju mode with Sage enhancement active. The release of power created a crater beneath him. The air ignited from the heat. His chakra became visible from kilometers away. A pillar of red-gold energy that pierced the sky. Every ninja on the battlefield felt it. This wasn't just Jonin-level power. This wasn't even Kage level. This was the power of a living catastrophe. Impossible, Obito breathed. That level of power would kill anyone. The strain alone. I don't stay dead, Naruto interrupted, his voice resonating with the combined power of Kurama, Sage Mode, and Seven Gates. I come back, always, so I can push myself past limits that would kill anyone else. Sasuke activated his complete Susanoo, a massive spectral warrior hundreds of feet tall, clad in armor and wielding ethereal weapons. His Mangekyo had evolved during the war, granting him techniques that rivaled Madara's own Susanoo. Naruto's the spear, Sasuke announced. I'm the shield, Hinata's the eyes. Hinata's Byakugan evolved one final time during this crucial moment, achieving the Tenseigan, the legendary evolution of the Byakugan that granted power comparable to the Rinnegan. Her eyes glowed with blue-white energy. I can see their chakra networks, Hinata reported. Both Madara and Obito have weak points. Naruto-kun, if you can hit Madara's third vertebra with enough force, it'll disrupt his connection to the Rinnegan. Sasuke-kun, Obito's Kamui has a brief window where he's tangible. I'll tell you exactly when. Team 7 moved as one perfect unit, their coordination flawless after years of training in battle. Naruto's 10,000 clones attacked Madara from every angle. The legendary Uchiha countered with techniques that had once made him invincible. Perfect Susanoo, Tengai Shinsei summoning meteors from the sky, wood style that created forests instantly, but Naruto adapted to everything. The meteors crushed some clones, so others learned to dodge. The wood style impaled him, so he resurrected immune to it. The Susanoo's attacks destroyed thousands, but thousands remained. Eighth gate, gate of death, open. One clone opened the eighth gate, the forbidden gate that granted godlike power at the cost of certain death. The clone's appearance changed. Its hair turned red. Its skin began cracking from the strain, but its power became absolute. Night Guy! The eighth gate technique, a single kick delivered with power that distorted space itself, struck Madara's perfect Susanoo and shattered it. The legendary warrior was sent flying, his body broken in multiple places. The clone died instantly from the eighth gate strain, but it had bought the opening Team 7 needed. Sasuke's Susanoo blade, wreathed in Amaterasu flames, struck Madara while he was vulnerable. The black fire that couldn't be extinguished began consuming the legendary ninja, and Hinata, using her Tenseigan's power, channeled pure chakra into an attack that pierced through Madara's defenses and struck the exact weak point she'd identified. Madara's connection to the Rinnegan severed. His power dropped significantly. His legendary techniques became unavailable. You actually wounded me," Madara said with something like respect. "You three children damaged Madara Uchiha. That's worthy of acknowledgement." "We're not done yet," Naruto declared. His seventh gate form was starting to break down, his body dying from the strain, but he pushed forward anyway. He died fighting Madara. The legendary Uchiha's counterattack destroyed Naruto's body completely, reducing him to ash. 90 seconds later, Naruto resurrected. His body adapted to Madara's techniques and continued fighting without pause. He died again to a combination attack from both Madara and Obito. Came back stronger, died a third time to the Ten Tails Tail Beast Bomb. Resurrected immune to Biju Chakra attacks. Each death made him more powerful. Each resurrection demonstrated his impossible nature. And slowly, inevitably, Team 7 gained the advantage. Sasuke's Susanoo protected them from attacks that would have killed entire armies. Hinata's Tenseigan provided perfect battlefield awareness and tactical information. Naruto's unlimited resurrection and constant adaptation meant he could learn from every death and return with counters. "This is impossible," Obito said, his Kamui failing against Hinata's perfect timing, calls that allowed Sasuke to hit him during his tangible moments. "You're just children. We're legends. Gods. How can you possibly?" "Because we fight for something real," Naruto interrupted. "We fight to protect our friends, our village, our world. You fight for an illusion, for a fake peace that solves nothing. That's the difference." He created a massive Rasengan, the size of a building, and combined it with Sage Chakra, Kurama's power, and Seventh Gate enhancement. Sage Art Ultra Big Ball Rasen Shuriken. The technique spiraled toward Obito, who tried to use Kamui to phase through it. But Hinata called out the exact moment he'd be tangible, and Sasuke's Amaterasu sealed off his escape route. The Rasen Shuriken struck true, and Obito's body was obliterated at the cellular level. One down. Madara stood alone, wounded, his power diminished, facing 3 exhausted but determined Chunin. "You've surpassed my expectations," Madara admitted. Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps the next generation can create peace without infinite genjutsu. Perhaps strength like yours, used to protect instead of control, can change the world." He smiled, a genuine expression. "Hashirama would have liked you 3. You remind me of what we once dreamed of, comrades who protect each other no matter what, before hatred consumed our dream." "Then help us," Naruto said. "Help us build that dream instead of destroying it." Madara laughed. "Too late for me, child. I'm already dead. Just borrowed time thanks to the reanimation. But you can achieve what we couldn't. End the cycle of hatred. Create real peace." His body began to crumble, the reanimation jutsu finally failing. "Remember this, Naruto Uzumaki. Power without bonds becomes tyranny. Bonds without power cannot protect. You have both. Use them wisely." He faded into ash, his soul finally at rest. The 10 Tails, without Madara's control, began rampaging. But the allied shinobi forces were ready. The 5 Kage worked together to seal it, using a technique that required all their power but succeeded. The war was over. Team 7 stood victorious, having defeated 2 of the most powerful ninja in history, having saved the world from infinite genjutsu, having proven that the next generation could surpass the last. Naruto collapsed, his body finally giving out from the strain of opening the 7th gate for so long. He died for the 4th time that day and resurrected 2 minutes later in Hinata's arms, her tears falling on his face as he returned. "I told you I'd be here," she whispered, "every time you come back." "I know," Naruto said, smiling at her, "and I love you for it." He looked at Sasuke, who stood nearby with his Susanoo finally deactivated, exhaustion evident in every line of his body. "We did it," Naruto said. "We actually won." "Of course we did," Sasuke replied with a tired smile. "We're Team 7. We don't lose." They sat together on the battlefield, surrounded by celebrating ninja, 3 legends who'd saved the world before they were even 20 years old. The aftermath of the war was complex. The allied shinobi forces had lost 30,000 ninja. Entire clans were devastated. Villages needed to rebuild. The political landscape had shifted dramatically, but peace had been achieved. Real peace. Not through fear or control, but through cooperation. Team 7 was promoted to Jonin immediately after the war. Special commendations from all 5 Kage, recognition as the heroes who'd ended the conflict. But Naruto didn't care about accolades or ranks. He cared about the fact that Sasuke was smiling more, that Hinata was confident and strong, that Kakashi was proud of them. He cared that villagers who'd once hated him now celebrated him, that children looked up to him as a hero, that he'd finally been acknowledged. 2 years after the war, Tsunade stepped down as Hokage. The village council debated who should replace her. The decision was unanimous. Naruto Uzumaki, at 18 years old, became the 6th Hokage. The ceremony was attended by ninja from every village. Gaara came from the sand. The Raikage sent representatives. Even small villages sent delegations to witness the legendary warrior take the highest position in Konoha. Naruto stood before the village, wearing the Hokage robes and hat, looking out at the people who'd once tried to kill him and now celebrated him. "I never thought I'd actually be here," he admitted in his speech. "The dead last. The demon container. The kid everyone hated. Becoming Hokage seemed impossible." He paused, his eyes finding Hinata and Sasuke in the crowd. "But I had help. My team, my precious people. They made me stronger. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. They stood by me through everything. As Hokage, I promised to protect this village with everything I have. To never give up. To never abandon anyone. To create a peace that lasts not through fear, but through understanding and strength used to protect." The crowd erupted in cheers. Naruto's name echoed through the village, chanted by thousands. Hinata cried happy tears, proud of how far he'd come. Sasuke nodded in approval, his own path having led him to become head of the Konoha military police, a position he'd restored to honor his clan. Kakashi, retired but still teaching, smiled behind his mask. "You've surpassed me, Naruto. Surpassed all of us. I'm proud of you." That night, Naruto stood on the Hokage monument again, looking out at the village as the sun set. Hinata found him there, just like she had years ago. "Hokage-sama," she said with a teasing smile. "Don't call me that," Naruto protested. "I'm still just Naruto to you." "To me, you'll always be Naruto-kun," Hinata agreed. She took his hand. "The boy who never gave up, who died thousands of times and kept coming back, who became the strongest ninja in the world and still chose kindness over cruelty. You know my secret," Naruto said quietly. "You're the only one who knows the full truth." "Kurama knows too," Hinata pointed out. "Besides him, you know what I am, what I've done, how many times I've died." "I know you're a hero," Hinata said firmly. "I know you've sacrificed more than anyone should have to. I know you carry scars no one else can see, and I know I love you, Naruto Uzumaki. All of you, including the parts that frighten you." Naruto pulled her close, holding her tight. "I want you to be my wife," he said. "I want to spend my life with you, however long or short it ends up being. However many times you have to die and resurrect," Hinata added with gentle humor. "I'll be there for all of it." They kissed as the sun set over Konoha, two heroes finding peace in each other after years of war and death. Sasuke found them like that an hour later. He cleared his throat awkwardly. "Am I interrupting?" "Always," Naruto said with a grin. "What's up?" "I wanted to say," Sasuke paused, uncomfortable with emotions but pushing through. "Thank you for being my rival, for being my friend, for stopping me from making the same mistakes Itachi did. You and Hinata, you're my family, the only real family I have." "You're ours too," Hinata said warmly. Team 7 is forever. Team 7 is forever. Naruto agreed. The three of them stood on the monument, looking out at the village they'd fought to protect, the peace they'd achieved, the future they'd secured. Naruto had died 3,217 times to reach this moment, had suffered more than most people could imagine, had become something not quite human in his quest to protect his precious people. But standing there with Sasuke and Hinata, he felt more human than ever. Because humanity wasn't about what you were, it was about who you loved and who loved you back. And Naruto Uzumaki was loved. 5 years passed. Naruto and Hinata married, had 2 children, Boruto and Himawari, and built a life together. Naruto ruled as Hokage with wisdom and strength, maintaining peace across the ninja world. Hinata became head of the Hyuga clan, reforming it to eliminate the main and branch family divisions. Sasuke married Sakura, who'd become the greatest medical ninja in history after training under Tsunade, and had a daughter named Sarada. He served as Konoha's Shadow Hokage, handling threats that couldn't be dealt with publicly. Team 7 still trained together weekly, maintaining their bond and their strength. And Naruto continued to die and resurrect. Accidents during training, assassination attempts from enemy villages, once from a disease that would have killed anyone else. Each time, he came back stronger. Hinata was always there when he resurrected, keeping his secret, supporting him through the isolation that came with being unkillable. On Naruto's 25th birthday, Sasuke confronted him privately. "I know," Sasuke said simply. Naruto froze. "Know what?" "About the resurrections. I've known for 2 years. My Manjikyo Sharingan can see things others can't. I watched you die during a training accident and come back. I've been observing since then." "And you didn't say anything?" "I was waiting for you to tell me," Sasuke replied. "But you didn't. So I'm telling you I know, and I don't care. You're still my rival, still my friend, still the strongest person I know. What you are doesn't change that." Naruto felt tears threatening. "You really mean that?" "Would I say it if I didn't?" Sasuke asked. "You're Naruto Uzumaki, the unkillable Hokage, the man who conquered death itself. And you're my brother. Nothing changes that." They clasped hands, their bond strengthened by honesty. "Does this mean I can tell you every time I die?" Naruto asked. "Because it gets lonely not being able to mention it." "Please don't," Sasuke said dryly. "I'd rather not know every time you casually resurrect. It's disturbing enough witnessing it once." They laughed together, the tension breaking. 3 people now knew Naruto's secret: Hinata, Sasuke, and Kurama. The 3 most important relationships in his life, it was enough. The final threat came when Naruto was 30. An Otsutsuki invasion, celestial beings who created the tailed beasts millennia ago, coming to reclaim their power. They wielded techniques that surpassed anything the ninja world had seen. Space-time manipulation, reality warping, power that made even Madara look weak. Momoshiki and Kinshiki Otsutsuki attacked during the 5 Kage summit. The 5 strongest ninja leaders fought together and were overwhelmed in minutes. Team 7 intervened. Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata, now all in their prime, stronger than they'd ever been, faced the Otsutsuki threat. The battle was catastrophic. Momoshiki could absorb and redirect any ninjutsu. Kinshiki's physical strength surpassed even gate-enhanced levels. Naruto died 11 times during the fight, vaporized by an attack that consumed space itself. Resurrected immune to spatial techniques, reality warped out of existence, came back adapted to reality manipulation, aged to dust by a time technique. Resurrected with immunity to time-based attacks. Each death, each resurrection was witnessed by the 5 Kage, by Sasuke and Hinata, by hundreds of ninja. And finally, someone asked the question that had haunted Naruto for decades. How do you keep coming back? The Mizukage asked. You've died repeatedly during this battle. How are you still alive? Naruto looked at the assembled Kage, at the ninja watching, at Sasuke and Hinata, who nodded encouragingly. Because I resurrect, he said simply. I always have, since I was 5 years old. Every time I die, I come back stronger, more immune to whatever killed me. I've died thousands of times. I've adapted to countless forms of death. I'm essentially immortal. The silence was deafening. Then the Raikage laughed. That explains so much. The impossible resilience, the insane training methods, the complete lack of fear in combat. You're literally unkillable. That's terrifying, the Kazekage Gaara added, but also incredible. You've turned death itself into a weapon, into a tool for growth. I've turned it into protection, Naruto corrected. Every death makes me stronger so I can protect more people, so I can end threats like the Otsutsuki, so I can maintain peace. He turned back to the battle. And right now, I'm going to use that immortality to end these invaders. 8th gate, gate of death, open. He opened the forbidden gate, the one that granted absolute power at the cost of certain death. His body transformed, red energy consuming him, his power jumping to levels that rivaled gods. Naruto, no! Hinata cried out. The 8th gate kills. I know, Naruto interrupted, but I come back. And when I do, I'll be immune to the 8th gate strain. I'll be able to use it freely. Watch. He moved with speed that left after images, hitting Momoshiki with techniques that shattered the Otsutsuki's defenses. His Night Guy kick created dimensional rifts. His power was absolute. Momoshiki tried to absorb the chakra, but the 8th gate's energy was too much. His body couldn't handle it. He disintegrated under the assault. Kinshiki attempted to retreat, but Sasuke's space-time jutsu trapped him. Hinata's Tenseigan pierced his defenses. The Otsutsuki threat was eliminated, and Naruto's body, pushed beyond all limits by the 8th gate, collapsed. His cells disintegrated. His chakra scattered. He died completely. The ninja world held its breath. 60 seconds passed. 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Then Naruto's body began reconstructing itself. Cells regenerated, chakra reformed. His heart beat once, twice, establishing rhythm. He opened his eyes, alive. His body adapted to the 8th gate strain. I'm back, he announced casually. Did we win? The assembled ninja erupted in cheers. The impossible had been witnessed. The Hokage had died and resurrected before their eyes. Naruto Uzumaki's legend became complete. The truth about Naruto's resurrection ability spread across the ninja world. Some feared it, some celebrated it, but everyone acknowledged it. The unkillable Hokage, the man who conquered death, the ninja who died thousands of times and always returned. His children, Boruto and Himawari, learned of their father's nature when they were old enough to understand. They accepted it, even took pride in it. Dad's literally immortal, Boruto told his friends. How cool is that? Sasuke's daughter Sarada trained with Team 7's children, learning from the legendary trio. She inherited her father's Sharingan and her mother's strength, becoming formidable in her own right. Peace lasted for another generation. No village dared attack Konoha while the unkillable Hokage ruled. No threat emerged that Team 7 couldn't handle. Naruto ruled for 40 years as Hokage before finally stepping down at age 58. He died approximately 4,000 times by then, had become immune to almost every form of death imaginable. Boruto succeeded him as 7th Hokage, trained personally by his father in the arts of resurrection and adaptation. Though Boruto didn't have the same ability, he learned to push his body to similar limits. Naruto retired with Hinata to a small house on the edge of the village, finally getting the peace he'd fought so hard to achieve. Sasuke visited weekly for training sessions that had become more friendly sparring than serious combat. Their children became the next generation of heroes. And Naruto Uzumaki, the boy who'd been hated and beaten and killed repeatedly, who'd risen to become the strongest ninja in history, finally found the happiness he'd always deserved. 50 years after becoming Hokage, Naruto sat on his porch watching the sunset with Hinata beside him. They were both 78 now, aged but still strong, still together. "Do you have any regrets?" Hinata asked quietly. Naruto considered the question. 4,763 deaths, thousands of battles, decades of war and peace, a life that spanned beyond normal human existence through constant resurrection. "No," he said finally. "I wouldn't change anything. Every death made me stronger. Every resurrection gave me another chance to protect people. Every moment with you and Sasuke and our team made it worthwhile." "Even the pain?" Hinata asked. "The isolation? The burden of your secret?" "Even that," Naruto confirmed, "because it led me here, to you, to this peace. To a world where kids don't have to die to become strong, where people aren't hated for what's sealed inside them." He took her hand. "I'd die 1,000,000 more times if it meant keeping this peace, keeping you safe, keeping our children and their children safe." "You won't have to," Hinata said with certainty. "You've already done enough. You've earned your rest." They sat in comfortable silence as the sun set over the village Naruto had protected for over 50 years. Sasuke arrived an hour later, his own age showing in grayed hair and laugh lines. He sat on Naruto's other side without invitation, the way old friends do. "The new generation is taking over," Sasuke observed. "Boruto's doing well as Hokage. Sarada is leading Anbu. They've surpassed us." "Good," Naruto said. "That's how it should be. Each generation surpassing the last, building on what we created." "Do you think it'll last?" Hinata asked. "The peace we fought for?" "As long as people remember why we fought," Naruto replied. "As long as they choose protection over destruction, bonds over isolation, peace over war. As long as they never forget that everyone, even those labeled as monsters, deserves a chance." The three members of Team 7 sat together, watching the village they'd saved countless times, comfortable in the knowledge that their legacy would continue. Naruto died one final time that night, peacefully in his sleep, his body finally reaching the limit of what even resurrection could restore after 98 years of life and thousands of deaths. But this time, he didn't come back, because he didn't need to. His work was done. His precious people were safe. His dream of lasting peace had been achieved. The village mourned the loss of their greatest hero. Statues were built. Stories were told. His legend became immortal even though his body finally wasn't. But those who knew him best, Hinata, Sasuke, his children and grandchildren, they knew the truth. Naruto Uzumaki had finally earned his rest, had finally been allowed to stop fighting, stop dying, stop resurrecting. He lived long enough to see his dreams realized, and for someone who'd suffered as much as he had, who died as many times as he had, that was the greatest victory of all. 20 years after Naruto's death, Boruto stood before his father's statue during a village ceremony. He was speaking to the new generation of academy students, telling them about the unkillable Hokage. "My dad died 4,764 times during his life," Boruto said. "Each death made him stronger. Each resurrection proved that he couldn't be defeated. But you know what the most important thing about him was?" The children listened raptly. "He never let all that death make him cruel," Boruto continued. "He never used his immortality as an excuse to take unnecessary risks with other people's lives. He died so others wouldn't have to. He suffered so others could be happy. He became a monster so the world could have a hero." He looked up at the statue, Naruto in his Hokage robe, smiling that same grin that had inspired millions. "That's what it means to be Hokage," Boruto said. "Not power, not immortality, but the willingness to sacrifice yourself for others, to never give up, no matter how many times you fail or die or get knocked down. My dad taught me that, and I hope I can teach it to you." The children cheered, inspired by the legend of the unkillable Hokage, and in the afterlife, Naruto Uzumaki smiled, finally reunited with his parents, with the friends he'd lost, with the parts of himself he'd sacrificed along the way. "You did good, Kit," Kurama said, the Nine Tails having passed on with Naruto, their bond unbreakable even in death. "We did good," Naruto corrected. "All of us, together." He looked out at the world of the living, at the peace that had lasted decades, at his children and grandchildren carrying on his legacy. "Team 7 forever," he whispered, and somewhere in the living world, Sasuke and Hinata, both still alive, both still protecting the village, felt that whisper and smiled. "Forever," they echoed. The legend of the unkillable Hokage was complete, but his legacy, the bonds he'd forged, the peace he'd achieved, the belief that everyone deserved redemption and second chances, that legacy would last forever. Because some things are stronger than death, some bonds transcend resurrection, and some heroes never truly die as long as people remember what they fought for. Naruto Uzumaki had died thousands of times, but his spirit, his dream, his will of fire, those would live forever. And that was the greatest resurrection of all, the end.
Thanks for watching this epic what-if scenario. If you want to see more insane character mashups and explore alternate anime timelines, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments what powerful combination you'd like to see imagined next.